one of the beauty about cybersecurity is also job security. So let's go for our objective for today. What about if you have a question? Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I would just like you to clarify the error correction occurs at which layer? Is it the transport layer or the network layer?
Correction or detection.
Correction.
Correction happens at transport layer through TCP.
Okay, thank
Detection
you.
at the data link layer.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So you have the security, functionality, and usability triangle. Now, this has caused a lot of politics in the industry, right? Where there is like a moving ball, right? Now, where we have functionality, usability, and security. Now, the more the functionality and the usability, the lesser the security. The more the security can see, if the ball is moving towards security, it means less functionality and usability. And majorly, in the industry, you meet a lot of things like this because the software engineer, they tell you that no, they are more about functionality when they are developing a particular application. What can this application do? Most of them don't care about security actually, right? And before this, how it was development, it goes to operation, then security. That was the old time thing. So after they've developed and they've pushed it to operation, some of them will have even push all those things into from staging, they've deployed it to deployment. And they are telling that we want to launch this application, or we've invited that good thing, we've invited this. So security, how to be to test. I'll be like, no, you guys have been building since 1 year. We are giving me the security person in 2 weeks to test. Well, there's nothing I can say. You just do the testing and whatever issues they have, they go back to square one. And that's why I said that most of the time we are shifting security to the left, where you have the DevSecOps, right? As you are developing, you are security before it goes into deployment on operation. So major of the time you see issues like this that if I receive some code, you'll be so surprised. What how many times will someone just attack the system or bypass this particular development you are doing? And the more the strictness, right, the more customer can complain that okay, this thing is true. For example, most of it are using OP. So that they tell you to open your mouth, close your head, do this, be like in Wala. So sometimes the customers don't like too much. They want it to be flexible, right? Usability, the GUI. But we know that the more we give them this access, the more problem security is going to have. So the balance is something that is still a problem in the industry today. The balance between functionality that talks about software developer, usability, which we tell I know this is so strict, then security. Because if you have more functionality, the more hard it is to secure that system. More usability, the more to secure that system. Now, the way they have Facebook, do you hear that they have Twitter like that? Because most people find Twitter very, very hard to operate sometimes. But Facebook, you hear that they always have someone's Facebook. So it's always like that. So those are some of the industrial things you need to see and make people to understand these things. Very important. Okay. So what are the security challenges? Now, compliance with government laws and regulations. There are different laws and regulations for different companies. And trust me, government is one. There's nothing you can do. Government is most people that think that because you are seeing end-to-end encryption, if you still talk about that when you get to encryption, it's not totally like government does not have access. There's something we call government access key. That means anytime there's an encryption and it's under government, you give a particular key, security key to the government. So this is one of people feel that they're anonymous. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so we have lack of qualified skilled cybersecurity professional, and this is very common. And Nigeria is not a space where you learn on the job, and that's the truth, and that's something you must prepare for. Nobody's looking for someone that learn on the job. You must know a particular thing before coming to the system. It's not like foreign country that you learn on the job. Nigeria, nobody cares. You should have a basic knowledge. Throughout the basic knowledge. So most of the time, some people learn one or two things and they feel that they're experts. It doesn't work like that. So we need skills. And sometimes it's not only the skilled workers for sometimes is the HR spot. We've seen a lot of issues like that where they are looking for one department in one person. In fact, that's what causes major. That's where the problem starts. When you have conventional HRs that want someone that is in offensive, defensive, whatever it is, IT, audit, everything, just one person, it won't work. So the person will not even be master of anything. Then there's one the person wants to configure something right. And we've seen this in front end, back end, full stack. In fact, now we don't even encourage someone that is doing full stack. That's the truth. Because there's no way you will know a technology perfectly. There will always be misconfiguration. One of the things I've seen my years of experience on pen telephone in security is misconfigurations. But people are not expert in it because they are forced to learn a lot of technology just to meet HR preferences. And at the end of the day, they are not able to configure what they need to configure right. They may buy a lot of technology, but they are not expertise in one technology. So one of the things I've seen is misconfiguration. But it's very common, very very common. Then difficulty in centralizing security in a distributed computing environment. Yeah, so there's just one point of failure, and that's all. And this can also be due to finances actually. Then compliance issues, relocation of sensitive data, and so on and so forth. The motive, goals, and objective of information security attacks. So attack is because there must be a motive. Everybody wants to go through an attack. There must be a motive. Jude, you are raising up your hands. Please go ahead. You have a question. Try go ahead. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jude.
Okay,
Can you go
sorry.
ahead?
Yeah, when you were summarizing your yesterday's class today, so you made mention of packet switching. So I didn't get that. I didn't get the definition well.
Okay, packet switching. Don't worry, I'll go back to it when just remind me before I end this session. I'll go back to it because I don't want to take you guys too much into circle switching or packet switching. But I'll do that so that I will not stop what I'm doing now. As in minor.
Good afternoon. Sorry, before you go far, I just want to understand something. The security, you said the level of security in any system can be defined by the three components, the strength of three components. This functionality and the remaining two, is this similar to the CIA triad?
No, it's not though.
Okay, please,
It's
can you
not.
just, yeah, I tried writing down the remaining two. I was able to write down functionality so I can find and do more research on it. So please, can you just
It's just
help
the
clear
level
me?
of security. Now it talks about the level of security, not the side threat. Now, this
Okay, okay,
because
okay.
it talks about the politics and a lot of things, the issues that we see every day today. Example,
Okay.
you have the software, there's an application that you want to put into deployment. In fact, from the staging code, from the code development, most of the time, the developers are not concerned about security. They're more about functionality. What are the features of this application? Now, we know that the more the features, the harder it is to secure. You get the idea? The
Yes,
more the
yes, yes, I get
features,
you.
the harder it is to secure. The more people can use it, the more the usability. Example, I'm using OP as an example now. The more functionality they have, the more we have to secure every part of that applications, from the
Okay, I
APIs to every
understand.
functionality. Now, the
Okay.
usability, if you just make people use it without any security measures, it's become a problem. So we need to balance that triangle. That's why it is a triangle, right? It's a triangle because if you focus more about feature or you focus more about security, there will be less functionality and usability, of course. The people might not want to use the app. And of course, security is dependent on business development. If there's no money, security will not also be paid. So if you just want to restrict everything, there's no app, people will not use the app. And I just made an example of this social media. A lot of people don't want to use Twitter because of the usability, it's not too user friendly. Are you getting the idea?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. And Daniel Abzat.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask about that since you've answered it already.
I wanted to ask that if the
Okay.
functionality, is it that the security will increase or it will be lesser? So he said that the
It
more
will
the
be
functionality,
less.
the lesser the security. So the
That's
more the
correct.
functionality and vulnerability, the lesser the security. So that means if we are tightening the security, the features and functionality will have to reduce, because
That's
the more, if you are
correct.
trying to create features, you have to also increase the security. That's it, right?
That's correct. So there's a delicate balance. So the balance is very delicate. See, today is something that is an issue in almost any enterprise.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, Thomas.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Thomas.
Yeah, so you talked about packet switches. Does it have anything to do with packet tracer?
No, 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 no. It's not that switching. I'll go back to it. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Chiamaka.
Hello, good afternoon.
Chiamaka, that's bedroom voice. So.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, it can be a bit more audible.
Okay, I'm coming. Can you hear me now?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to get clarity on something. I
Yeah, go
thought you
ahead.
said these functionalities, that's the functionality, the security, and the usability have to be balanced. Like,
Yes,
is it
that's
like
correct.
equally balanced?
No, not equally balanced. Is that's where we come to what is the mission of the company and the vision. That way we have the business requirements. We determine the percentage you are putting to this. It talks
Okay,
about the business requirement. Now, what's the mission of the company? What's the vision? Why are we creating the app?
okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. So, okay, let's talk about attacks. So, for every attack, I think I've answered everybody now with Daniel Hamzat.
Sir.
I've answered you now, Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay. So for every attack, there's a motive. Before someone can steal, when you were young, before you steal your mother's meat, you already had it in the afternoon. When it's in the night, when everybody's asleep, the way you rather be moving your legs small, and all those things. You already had a plan in your mind. The same thing with ethical, in fact, security is a lifestyle. It starts from your mind. And that's why most of the time when you come for this kind of program or you come for a program, the first thing to filter all those things you've heard and change your mindset, because it's a lifestyle, not something you learn. And no, security is a lifestyle. You breathe into security and live into security. And it's everybody's business, even though yours is just more stricter. Security is everybody's business. So it's a mindset. If I've been a very good penetration tester, etc., it start with your mind. Start with your mind. Sometimes I see an organization structure, I already know every entry point I'm looking at just from the architecture. Right? It's a mindset. It's just like a game of chess. So there's nothing like there. You have a move always. No, it's a mindset. And we have a method. Now there are different methods. That's our approach, different methods. But doesn't mean that it's always one method you be using. It doesn't work like that. That's why I say that there must be a motive, a goal. So there's a method. There are different methods. It's just like a game of chess. This arcane security is a game of chess. Now, if I tell you sometimes that something is impossible from the offensive perspective, if you come to my defensive class, it's possible. So, majorly, if I tell you sometimes that this is best to do it, sometimes when you come to defense, I tell you, no, it's possible, depending on which side you are on. Determine the kind of information I'm giving you. It's just like a game of chess. There are rules to a game of chess, but the game you are playing is dependent on the person you are playing with. That's the same thing with security. But you learn as much as possible. Just like the game of chess, you learn every move as much as possible. But the kind of game you will play is dependent on who you are playing with. That's where security is. Then there's always a vulnerability. There's not 100% security anywhere. I've told you that. No 100. So everybody is either low or tolerable. That's what we talked about yesterday. So information security, that means you can accept the risks. You make it that low or tolerable. There's no 100. In fact, I've told you that the return on investment is more than your security. If you want to do 100% security, that means you are spending more than your profit. And every company wants profit. So one of you that not make 100 security 100% is finance. So no security anywhere in the world that is 100. So there's always a vulnerability. Okay, so what are the motives behind information security attack? Most people want to disrupt business going on, because that's one of the major things. Most people want to continue business. Is return on investment. Stealing information and manipulating data, financial loss, and damaging reputation of the targets. Some people is because they are poor, Yahoo, a lot of things. A lot of people do a lot of things. Some people say because of they want to be respected. Yes. So there are different motives behind information security attacks. And we have different classification of attacks. We have the passive. So anytime you hear me talking about passive or active, passive means that was I'm not directly interacting with the system. That's what I'm talking about passive. So anytime you hear me talk about passive in this class, that means that was I'm not directly interacting with the system. But active means that what I am directly interacting with that system. Example, passive attack. If I make someone saying their password, did I do anything regarding, did I actively attack this? I didn't. I just eavesdropped to hear what the person password, but I got the password anyways. So that's an attack. But I didn't do anything active. I didn't interact with the system. But active is now when I'm trying to manipulate the system now. Maybe I'm trying to do a man in the middle attack or denial of service. That's an active attack. There are closing attack, example, eavesdropping, wireless attack, Bluetooth attack. And the funny thing that Bluetooth attack is one of the most efficient attack I've seen. Even though you have to be very close to the victim. It's underrated, but it's very effective. Like most of you are in this group now, your Bluetooth is on. And most of you, the Bluetooth is connected to an IoT device. Maybe your wristwatch, your AirPod is always on. And most of you don't have any security for it. In fact, your phone manufacturer they won't prepare for. They don't think of security with it. So Bluetooth is very, in fact, for cloning, very, very effective, but we won't go into that for today. You have insider attacks, of course. We have different kind of insider attack, maybe theft of physical devices, planting of backdoors, malware, those are inside attack. They have the distributor attacks. And distributor attacks is very, very funny. And that's where we are seeing something like third party supply chain and supply chain attack. But it all had its work before. Most of the time, most of it, that someone wants to ask you, they will focus on you. No, they don't do that. Nobody's looking for you. But what they do most of the time is that most of your this call now, most of your system, you didn't buy the Microsoft Word. The Microsoft Word you are using, you didn't buy it. It's a cracked version. One of the things you do are not using for free. You either pay with your money, with your data, or with your resources, crypto mining. You are paying with none of those three. So anything that is cracked, if you are somebody that having streaming app on your phone, that forget about it. You are paying with something. Nothing is for free. The person that gave you that is collecting with another thing, either with your data. By the time that I say that they're doing denial of service, your phone is part of it. Some of you have like 32 gig RAM phone and it's still hanging. I wanted that I didn't have anything on my phone. Those are part of those things we are doing. Nothing is for free. Some of you say they will tell you to go and download maybe an IP or APK file because you want to work Big Brother Nigeria or all these fake films, Telegram. Go there. Nothing is for free. So you should know that those are where your problems are as of now. And it's even very interesting with mobile than even system. Because mobile, most of you are just a user of mobile. You are not an admin. Most of you don't even know what is going on in your mobile phone. You only to look at the app. What the app is about, you don't know. Anti-malware you don't have on your mobile phone. You depend on the vendor for everything. And you are manipulating the system everything. So that's what happens with distribution attack. What I can create a software now, for example, Office 365, the cloud version, or a game. And people are looking for a cloud version, and I put my malware there. Everybody that downloads you have access to their system. It's that simple. So most of the time, people are not looking for you one-on-one. Most of those attackers, they do distribution attacks. That's what they do. Okay. Then we have other information security vector like the cloud composite threat. We have the APT. Now, advanced persistent threat is one of the major problems we have nowadays. because the major thing about APT, the strength is in being in your system for a long time. So majorly when you hear that there's a breach, it's not that they did that breach. That malware can be in that system for like 4 years, because that's the strength to be in a system for a long number of time. Because one of the best things that you don't want people to do forensics and get out this, because a log of 4 years is not easy to do forensics on it. In fact, one day log self is not that easy for enterprise networks. So imagine a malware being in your system for about 4 years. So you might not be able to catch the perpetrator. So that's the bad perpetrator. We have virus and worms, we have ransomwares, and we have mobile threats. So a ransomware now, virus and worms are they do the same thing in a way that they multiplicate. But there's a difference between virus and there's a difference between worm. Virus need an human interaction to be able to communicate. You need an human interaction. Okay, let me quickly explain that. Where's my drawing board? Is it visible now?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's say this system A, this system B. So let's say I have a picture that's a malware. So let's just example is like HIV and coronavirus. So virus is like HIV. So worm is like coronavirus, corona. System A, system B. So for the fact that A and B are connected does not mean that B will automatically have the virus. Example, because you take someone that has HIV does not mean that the other person will automatically have HIV. What will make B have HIV is when this picture that has malware is being transferred to B. So what will make the other person have HIV is when that virus, maybe through blood transfusion or blood transmitting, is moved from A to B. That's when B will have a virus. But for a worm, once this guy has a virus, a worm rather, is automatically replicated to B. This guy will automatically has a worm. So those are different. Just like coronavirus now. If you're in a room with someone with coronavirus, there's a probability that without even checking the person, the other person has coronavirus. So that's the difference between a virus and a worm. Both of them are replicating, but this one is self-replicating. But this guy needs an intervention for you to replicate. But most of them just want to use up your resources. That's all. And this guy is very deadly. A worm. A worm is not slit. This guy is slit. A virus can be very slit. And they can even be polymorphous, in which they change their signatures. Right? But a worm, they don't care. You just see it spreading. In fact, this guy can destroy a data center in less than 30 minutes. So please read about Stuxnet. Read about this. Stuxnet. So it's about a case that happened around 2011. Yeah, it's a one case. Okay. Okay, let's talk about these attacks so that I know that I've moved from there. A minute. Let me clean up this. Let's talk about different type of malwares. So we talked about virus. We talked about worms. So another type of malware is what we call spywares. So what are spywares, right? They are meant to occur just from the name. And kindness, your hand is raised.
Please, I quickly want to add because I didn't hear you properly. You said we should about stopware. Is that what you mean?
No, Stuxnet.
Stop
Just
stopnet.
browse. It's
Yes.
STUXNET.
Okay. Was it the Ukrainian
Yes.
attack that happened?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
No, it wasn't
I remember.
about. Yeah. Was it Iran? Yeah, around Iran or something. But it was from these. I was Israeli that made the malware.
Okay. I think I remember. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So spywares are very, very important. Even that some people can use it to spy on you, and it's very, very common. In fact, spywares are very interesting. But some spywares can be legal. In fact, this is one of the major issues we have that brought about GDPR, data protection, and a lot of things because of spywares. There's something we call Pegasus. I don't know if you have heard about Pegasus before. Ahmed, you're raising up your hands.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay,
I
go
want to ask a
ahead.
question. You made mention of insider attack.
Yes.
I I would like to know the difference between insider threat and insider attack.
Insider threat and insider attack, how you say?
Yes, sir.
The difference is what is the threat, what is an attack? That's the difference now. A threat is the
Sir?
probability that I said the difference there is a threat and an attack. That's the difference. Both of them are inside. Now, a threat is the probability that an attack will happen. An attack means that was unexpected happen. That's the difference.
Okay,
A
sir. Thank you.
threat means that what there's a probability an attack can happen. But an
Okay,
attack means
sir.
that what the exploit has happened.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. So, and spyware can be legal. Example, there are some legal spyware you can use for your child. Right? That means you can monitor everything the child is going. I think NSpy has something like this, and Capacity also have Capacity have for children. So that means you have to install the agents on your child's devices. Some of them actually paid for. But once this type, now look at the terms and conditions because some of you can go to jail because of this. Very easy. If some people, if the child is more than 14 years and the spyware is still there, the child can sue you to court. But the regular one is 18 years. But there are some that are reduced to 12, 14 years. So if you are still in the spyware and the child knows, can be in trouble. If the child can sue you to court and he will win direct. Right? But spyware is just to spy. Fola Shade, please. Fashola, sorry. Please go ahead.
Sorry, I wanted to say when you asked that who knows about Pegasus, so I wanted to say I know about it.
Oh,
So that's
thank you. So it's a zero click spyware actually, right? In fact, once they send it to you, you don't need to click on it. It's zero click. I think Samsung too, there was one that affected Samsung recently. I can't remember his name. Down to zero click. In fact, people are afraid that they are making zero click spywares. It means that you don't need to install anything. If they send it to you on WhatsApp, whatever it is, they have access to your devices. Prince, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the Pegasus, but you mentioned something about it.
All right,
So,
thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, Bukola.
All right, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Bukola.
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir. I don't really understand because yesterday I joined late, so I don't know if the previous class will be sent to us on the platform. So sorry for bringing us back.
Okay, but do you understand that everything I've seen in this class today?
So, not really, sir. This particular point I don't understand, but the first one you started, I think I do, sir.
You don't understand the type of malware, is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Malwares are malicious software. They are malicious software. So, example, a virus, just like your body. Malaria is a virus, is that correct, Bukola?
Yes, sir.
So The
Yes, sir.
malaria in your system, exactly, those are viruses. They are not meant to be there. They are strangers. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That we are talking about. Anything that is malicious, that is not right, those are malware. And it's from two words, malicious software. Anything that is malicious is not good. That's what we are talking about. So we are talking about different attacks that happen in
All
your
right.
system. But of course, we get the video also so that you can go through it and the materials.
All right, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Jude. Oh, sorry, we are past though. Let me stop. By 3, we should go on a 10 minute break. I forgot it. Jude, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. You are saying something about the end spy and capacity.
Yeah.
I'm saying you said that they are legal. I don't know if it
No, I
can
said
be
there are some that
violated.
are for children. Yes, for your child.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like
but
about.
my question is, can we use it on mobile device? Can it be used on mobile devices?
For a child now, yes, not on your wife or not on your girlfriend. Though.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's go for a 10 minutes break. We'll be back by 3:10. Okay. Thank you so much. A lot of people have questions. Let me take some before I move ahead. Something, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Samson.
Please, I just want to ask, how do we identify shareware in a mobile device?
I'm not going to answer that now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more than this. So don't let me give what is for main class to essential.
Okay.
All right. Thomas,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon.
I have two questions. Is hardware also same as spareware?
No, they are different. We still get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And my second question is, what about backdoor malware? Is this the same as inside man attack, or I don't know how to put it.
And those are categories now. Backdoor can be under category of inside attacks.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Jude.
Okay. Sorry, sir. You said I should remind you about that packet switch.
Okay. Oh,
I
thank you.
don't.
I'll do that now. Okay, so I'll still come back to this malware because it might do a practical maybe by half time on Trojan. One, we still have hardware. We have Trojan. We have ransomware. The time I came, a lot of people were interested in this Trojan, but we see. Okay, so back to Jude. So I was talking about circuit oriented. So this circuit oriented was like let's say I'm going from Lagos to Ibadan. Once I start my car on that road, only me can use that channel. Example is Nitel, where you have cables. Nitel in those days. That's circuit direct. That means the circuit is being is being done. It's not virtual before communication is done. Right. And there are some still countries that still do those. I think it's Iran and Pakistan. If you want to call Pakistan, it's first have to route that traffic to the embassy before they route your call. So that's about circuit oriented. Just think about Nitel in those days, right? That is circuit oriented. But let me talk about the packet switch. Packet switching. So let's say I have a mask here, which is A. I have a mask here, which is B. I have a mask here, C. I have a mask here, D. I have a mask here, E. Right? It's just like your routing protocol. Now, if I have a traffic going to E, one can decide to go through A, through D, then to E. Another one can decide to go through C to E. This packet switching, these are like your masts, right? So that's why we have addresses. Now, if I'm going from Lagos to Ibadan, only me cannot use that road. You know, a lot of people are going from Lagos to Ibadan, but they know where they are going. Everybody has different destination. That's packet switching that we use now. And that's why you see that you're not using a leasing line. Most of you connect to the nearest mass. Right? You can even travel with your phone. If connect to the nearest mass and find this way, because there are addresses now. There's addressing information. That's what I mean by packet switching. I guess so. That's technology being used majorly today. And Joe, do you understand that?
Okay, so okay, it's like that. Okay, so that's like they are used for routing addresses. Like
Yeah, let's just put like dynamic routing protocol. Yeah,
okay,
but yeah, those are different. I would call them networking architectures.
problems. And thank you, sir.
Okay, Stephen, let me go back to our notes. Stephen, you have a question? Okay, Mohammed, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mohammed.
So I want to ask about this malware. Is there any
Okay.
significant difference between spyware, Trojan horse, and hardware?
Yes, there
Because
is.
me I look
Yes,
because
but
me I
a
looking
spyware
at it.
can also be a Trojan. You can use Trojan to spy. You can use Trojan for address. So they can come in terms of Trojan. But Trojan, I'll still go back to that. I'm still coming back to those Trojan. I've not finished though. I'm still coming back to it to come back to those malwares. Then if there's
Okay,
time, we do a practical on it. So you see a simple way of how Trojan works.
all right, sir.
Okay. So we have botnets. Now, botnet is a huge network of compromised system used by an intruder to perform various network attacks. So botnet, just from the name, bots, they're like robots. And majorly, most people use bots for two things. Denial of service, distributed denial of service. Stephen is still raising up his hand. Stephen, you have a question or you lower the hand? Let me lower it myself. Oh, sorry. Low. Okay. So botnet can be for two major things, not that kind for any other thing. One is distributed denial of service, right? That means they are meant to do one thing all over and all over again. So let's say if I want to do the denial of service to someone, if I send now this botnet can be sent to someone through through any of these malwares, right? Majorly through a Trojan or whatever it is. Then it can keep sending traffic to a particular server just to shut down that server. So most of these distributed denial of service, I see that most of them are denial of service, distributed denial of service, like on Azure, on AWS. Some of them are always through botnets. So some of it I just download anything through apps. They can use your phone to for a botnet. So you can send traffic to a particular server without even you knowing. And the second one is crypto mining. That's another interesting part that people use for a botnet. For that means they're using your resources to mine, right? And that thing keep mining to a wallet all over and all over. And sometimes see that I just bought these devices now and it's slow. Yes. And anytime you connect to the internet, see that it is anytime the internet is always slow. What is happening? Exactly. So because some of these times, some of people buying GPUs, right? They can use people devices. Imagine having a million devices and you're controlling them through botnets. So those are things that can happen. They have insider attack. That means someone that is inside and has access. But that's the worst thing. And that's why sometimes a lot of people like security people. Imagine an ethical cannot be the one that is an inside attack. No, that you are dead already. That company is finished. That most of the time they treat you. In fact, there's a kind of aura that comes being a security person. They don't want you very, very sad because they can finish you without you knowing. So sometimes inside attacks are very, very crazy. Although we have measures, one of the measures for inside attack is separation of duties. So that's one of the measures for inside attacks. And there are other measures you can use to know inside attack. But one of the things that your security people should be treated well. You're like you have a bodyguard, they should be treated well. one way or the other because they have all the resource, they have information about it. And that people don't actually sack security people like they sack any other people. If we sack a software engineer, it's about creativity. People can get another software developer in another thing. Even people, in fact, there's AI now self is replacing. But security, no, it's not possible. You can't just tell the security person to go. In fact, that's the problem we're having now. A lot of times, we are looking at people in security, we are looking for almost everything that has to do with security, not even IT. A conventional HR can even manage an IT person, talk of a security person, right? Because they can't do something and tell them, oh, yeah, be going. It doesn't work like that. If there are no metrics down, for a security. So one of the things is job security, cyber security, and that's why people are actually migrating to this job anywhere in the world. One of the beauties about being a cyber security person is job security, and especially if you are very good at what you do. And that's why we don't play with rules when it comes to cyber security. There are a lot of rules. Yes. In fact, I tell people that cyber security and law, they are 5 and 6, both as an organization and as a person. They are brothers. If you do a mistake, you can find yourself in jail very easily because of the dynamics of the job. There are phishing. This is very common, right? Phishing is very common. So where people behave like someone or this sending an illegitimate email firstly came in from a legitimate side just to acquire someone's personal or account information. Some of you that they've hacked their WhatsApp before or Facebook. There's no special thing. You click on one link and you put your information there. It's as simple as that. Nobody did anything special. You fell for one. It's some of it that they hacked your crypto wallet. It's the same thing. But just check what failed. And most of them, when you click on this link, they have keyloggers. I know that it's people that go to maybe Trust Wallet or this mostly that is of course with because I just need to send you a link, which is a keylogger, and you just get those troubles. That was all. They have the web application threats. They also have IoT threats. So as we go on, we still talk about some of them, but some of them are advanced that they're not for this class. Now we have different laws and regulations, but there's a difference between law, standards, and policy. There's a difference between law, standard, and policy. Who can even tell me what the differences are? Maybe in your English word. If you know it, just raise up your hands. If you know the difference between what do you think is the difference between a law, a standard, and a policy? Okay, Daniel, please go ahead.
To me, to my knowledge, standards are protocols guiding that particular network. So standards are, let me say, the protocol sets for you to follow, while policies are rules that you must abide in an organization. So there can be policy of not attack, of not carrying out attack without the permission of your instructor. That's also a policy. And standards are the protocols that you can use to carry out your exploits. To my own knowledge, sir.
Okay, that's fair. Yusuf, let me hear from you.
Hello.
Okay. Good
Okay.
afternoon, Yusuf.
Good afternoon. So, standards are set of limits where something should get to. Like you have to meet this set of rules for you to fit into this particular thing, kind of. So I'm just so for law is like set out rules for you to follow, while policies are they are usually set by the organizations. They are what the system is in the organization is built upon, based on my
Okay,
understanding.
that's fine. I didn't go ahead. All of you tried. I didn't go ahead. Okay, Boluwatife.
Okay, so what I understand by sorry, what I understand by the law standard and policies, law is a legal binding rule that governs how an organization or a country works. Why policies are high level guidelines that work within an organization or a government. Then we will now proceed downwards where we have the standard. Standard is also correlated to it, is also linked with policy. Policy will tell you something like, okay, there should be strong password. Then now, how are you going to get a strong password? Then that is when we have standards. Standards will tell you that, okay, this is the baseline. The password should consist of letters, numbers, and symbols. So that's what I understand by it.
All right, thank you. Sorry to be not for you. Let me just so that we can move forward and finish on time. Thank you so much, Toby, for contributing and everyone else that contributed. All right, just like the last speaker said, that's very good. There are some keywords there that are also important. Laws are by government to govern. So laws are made by government. Now, standard is by consensus, right? Example, the ISO standards. These are by consensus of a body that does the way things are meant to be done, right? So we have for food, art, and so on and so forth, that there's a particular way. So there can be different standards to one thing, but it's made by a consensus of bodies, right? That this is the way to follow to do something. And of course, just like the last speaker said, policy at high level for an organization. So these are done by the executive of an organization. So policy differs by organization, but standard is based on consensus. That means a lot of people can follow ISO standard based on consensus if it's widely accepted. Government law is by government. It differs by country, it differs by government. So those are one of the major differences. So let's talk about some of these standards that we know in security, cybersecurity. One of them is PCI DSS, and this is very common in Nigeria. Based that one of the things that drive Nigerian economy is banking system and fintech, right? So this is one that handle card holder information for major debit, credit, prepaid, e-pos, ATM, and POS cards. So it's involved in payment card processing. So anything that has to do with payment card processing in Nigeria, Flutterwave, Paystar, any fintech that has to do with people's information, paid card system, they must follow PCI DSS rule. It's compulsory. Must do PCI DSS. So, and these are the high over level. We must build and maintain a secure network. That is requirement 1.02. Protect card data, 2 points. Maintain a vulnerability management, strong access control, monitor tests, maintain an information security policy. And there's something that talks about antivirus, that's 6 points also. Yeah, so there are different requirements. So these are the standard that they must meet. Failure to meet PCI DSS requirement may result in fine or termination of payment card processing privilege. So some of them are yearly, but you must always do a pen test quarterly. So that's for PCI DSS. Then we have the ISO standards, right? The most common for ISMS, that's Information Security Management System, is the ISO 27001, that's the 2013. And it's suited for different type of use. It has to do with Information Security Management System, ISMS. So that's what ISO 27001 does, maintain. Then we have the EPA. And EPA is very important. And one of the things about EPA is health insurance, right? It's for insurance portability and accountability. And health is very important. And it's also one of the darkest aspects in the world, as funny as it is. But one of the things about EPA is this privacy rule. Very important. People's health information. Very important. Now, let me give you an example. If, let's say, Russia and US, like the way they are putting their head on this Venezuela vessel, and Russia or US have access to their military health information, that is the military health information in Russia, what do you think they can do? Most of you are aware of bio-war, right? You can go and do research on Frederick Labs. So it's very easy to do bio-war and all this crazy stuff and to affect them based on what they do. In fact, I was seeing a news that if the Russian president is going to any country, if he poops, they carry his poo so that they don't do any analysis on it, so that they don't know his health condition, because this can drive a lot of things just from knowing his health conditions. The same thing with any other person. Health is very, very crazy and it's very dark. And that's why there are rules related to it. Besides, now that everything is automated, even though here we are not fully automated, but in countries where they are automated, and not only for privacy, Also for them to have a national identifier requirement, so people don't use another person's information, right, or health insurance for another thing. And because you can't just buy drugs over there, right? So everything is centralized, which is the benefit of it. But I'm sure that Nigerians will have seen some places that also they have a centralized whatever it says. So health is very important in terms of administration, privacy, security rules, and a lot of things like that. So that's for IPA. They have the Sarbanes-Oxley Act that is designed to protect investors and the public by increasing the accuracy and reliability of corporate disclosures. So this is very, very important. That's the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. And the funny thing about, look, in fact, IT people are one of the soft sale people in the world. How many of you have even read terms and conditions before? You are downloading an app and you saw those long term and conditions. Have you ever read it before? It's so long that the another thing that is also very tiny. David, you have a question? Or you are raising up your hand? Okay. Those things are very tiny that you don't even read. There was a time I was looking at, I think it was a case regarding someone and was in Naira Bet or Bet King. There was a case. So the guy won a particular he won a particular bet stuff. But one of the things that there is a rule there that if a number of people play a number of matches, they have their own red ball, right? That they are not meant to pay out. And most of them have never read it and they are playing it. They've never read it. They've never read that terms and conditions before. So have you ever heard that someone win against them in court? You can never hear those things. So it's not always easy for you to win in court if you don't understand the terms and conditions. But what's happening also is saying that most of the time they want to protect investors and public interest. So they want to know about the accuracy and the ability of corporate disclosures and about 11 of those requirements. Okay, they have the Digital Millennium Corporate Act, and this talks about intellectual property, right? So it talks about corporate owners to protect their works and engage any removal or alteration of copyright management system. We have the FISMA that talks about the Federal Information Security Management Act. So this provides a comprehensive framework for ensuring the effectiveness of information security control over information that supports federal operations and assets. And I don't know why anybody wants to undo federal operations if you don't have the license to. It's as good as you are dead. But that has to do with federal. You're having having access to federal information. It's as good as the organization is gone. But these are just for people with federal operation and assets. But this is also applicable to normal organization. If you want to use the FISMA rule, it's also very effective because it's very streamlined. There are a lot of standard regarding because it's federal. There's no federal asset that is not actually shady, so it's very, very delicate when it comes to national security. That's why some of the organizations actually take it based on their sensitive business requirements. So they can also use FISMA. So FISMA is not only for federal information, but it's meant for federal information. But people can follow the rules to meet compliance of the organization. But every federal organization, right, that has federal operation and assets, but follow FISMA. But it's not to all countries, actually. Most people that have FISMA are in the United States. That's to do with FBI and all those stuff, right? Okay. They have the GDPR, and this is one of the most popular regulations that now because it has to do with data protection and privacy. Now, but there's a thin line between a lot that do with security and privacy. And a lot of people manipulate a lot of things because people are very good. Because it's a digital world, it's not an analog world. So a lot of people can do a lot of things, tracking, spywares, a lot of things. So GDPR talks majorly about data protection and privacy. So one of the most stringent privacy and security law globally. Yes, one of those things. If I was looking at the news at Texas, that if a wife opens his husband's or vice versa, if the spouse opens the other spouse phone to check their WhatsApp or whatever, it's a criminal offense as that now. It's under privacy. Yeah. It's legalized, I think in Texas or something. So you don't have the right to look at your spouse's phone. So GDPR is most countries use GDPR, but Nigeria is a subset of GDPR, which we call NDPR, that's Nigeria Data Protection Regulation. And this covers also the Police Act, that no policeman should check your phone. It also covers the tracking system and so on and so forth like that, but you can go and read about it. We are not in NDPR class. So the GDPR will levy as fines. That's why most of the time, some of it that have submitted CV, you can see that most of these organizations are writing back to you that should they keep your data or they can delete that data, because that's one of the rules regarding GDPR requirement as of now. And Chinyere, please go ahead. You have a question.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I used to think that GDPR is meant for the Europes. It's just meant for the Europes. Is that true?
Yes, EU, but now a lot of people have taken it based on that. For example, like Nigeria here now, right? GDPR is general, but we pull from that GDPR to make our own subset NDPR, that is Nigerian Data Protection Law. Just like in every other country, they do the same. Does that make
Oh,
sense, Thierry?
yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. So GDPR and data protection principle, that's the lawfulness, fairness, and transparency, data minimization, accuracy, integrity, and confidentiality and accountability. They also have the Data Protection Act. That means personal data has to be processed lawfully, conferring function, conferring rights, and also to ask for permission, explicit permission. Those are one of those things on how they can manage your data. And we have different cyber laws in different countries. Now, you can see that when I'm talking about countries, I'm not talking about standards, I'm talking about law when it comes to countries. So there are different laws to different countries and so on and so forth. Okay, so we are through with that. So let's talk about something relating to hacking itself. So we have different framework when it comes to hacking. So the first one is the cybersecurity methodology. Right now, we're talking about different methodology, different frameworks in which helps hacking frameworks, different methodology. But for the cybersecurity, majorly is more about the defense, right? More about defense. This talks about intelligent defense for identification and prevention of malicious intrusion activities. This talks about TTPs, that's the tactics, the techniques, and the procedures. So we have from the reconnaissance, right? That means we must gather data. Right? The same thing with the certified ethical hacking methodology, which I'll still talk about that soon. We have then you weaponize. That means you create a payload using an exploit or a backdoor. So you can create a payload, a Trojan, or whatever it is. Then delivery. Now, even though you come for our ethical hacking class, we teach you, but this delivery majorly is where we bring out skills in one or the other. But how to deliver is based on skills. Now, some of people they put it on website. Example, some of you that go to TV say, I can put inside a movie, I can put inside a song, I 5 down, I can put inside games, I can deliver it through enemies, I can put inside USB. So delivery is always based on skills, based on skills. But it starts from the mindset actually. They have the exploitation, installation, the command and control, then action on objectives. They have the TTP. Okay, let me also talk about the CH methodology. But before I go there, let me answer Daniel on that. Daniel.
Sir, yeah, sir, I wanted to ask about the manual. Are we going to get the manual after the class?
Yeah, I'm going to get the manual. Just like I said, make sure you follow up your community manager.
Okay, I thought they are going to drop it on the group. So we have to text first, or we have to send a message or write a mail first before getting the manual, right?
Just tag that on your WhatsApp so she'll tell you how soon you get it. So if you're on cyber entry program, just tag as Sardonyx education. If you are on SIP, tag as Sardonyx technology. So once I just make sure you are tagging them when you do that. Please don't forget to so that they get it across to you. But please don't spam them all.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so we have the CH methodology. That just this explain the other methodology. So it's just like we want to go and rob XYZ bank. Okay, so this is for robbing. We also use the normal data or information infrastructure information security. So the first thing was go and rob a bank, XYZ bank. So the first thing is to gather information about the bank, Abi. We gather information about the bank. You can't just go to the bank now. So the first thing is to gather info about the bank. That means where is the bank? Oh, who's the owner of the bank? How many employees are in the bank and things like that. So that's what you do when you are gathering. Before you go and rob, you must gather information about the bank. So under information, or cybersecurity, there's something also called information gathering or reconnaissance or footprinting, anyone you put under there. So yeah, you want to gather information about the target, right? The IP, the domains, and so on and so forth. IP domains, network, and things like that. About LinkedIn on people, you can do people search. So that we are doing the first thing is to gather information. Then the number two, the next after knowing the bank, where the bank is, who's the owner of the bank, how many employees are in the bank, and things like that. We'll have drive to that bank now, like 4 or 5 times, just to know about the bank. The next thing that there must be an entrance to the bank. I mean, if you don't know that there's an entrance, there's not you enter the bank now. You want to see the entrance. Is it through the window? How are you going to enter the bank? Is it through the door? Is it through the backyard? There must be an entrance, right? There must be an entrance into the organization. So that's the next thing. Yeah, we call it scanning. So under scanning, you want to know how many hosts are present in that network. You want to know how many ports are opened. And the truth that if you don't find any port open, there's no. I gave an assignment yesterday. We are not meant to submit. I don't meant to do it. I told you about the port number and their function, different port and their function. There's nothing happening in your system that there's not a protocol or services responsible for it. That's the first thing you should know. Anything happening on your device, there is a protocol, there's a service responsible for it. Just like you are coming to Nigeria, you come in through a port now, a border. The same thing if you want to hack any system, if you don't understand port, there's nothing you're doing in hacking. You can't defend anything. That's the basis. You must understand port and their function. Without that, there's no business you are doing in cybersecurity. Because if you need to hack, you are going through a port to have access to the system. If you want to defend, you are defending the ports that the attacker can't have access to your system. That is where it is. Why is Nigeria having issues? Because we don't have correct borders. That's the same thing. Though, if your borders are not secured, you have issues. You have bandits in your network. All right. Number three, another thing you want to see is a blueprint or blueprints or the architecture of the organization. So what I want to do is that you see that in robbery movies, you see that where they have an architecture like the blueprint of the building, right? So they even know where the room is without going to the bank. They know where the counter is without entering the bank. So they have all the architecture of the building, have the blueprints. They say, okay, we are going through this side, through this, that, and that is what they are doing, right? So you need a blueprint of that building to be able to know how you can plan ahead. Then, yeah, we also call it enumeration. So another thing we want to do is vulnerability analysis. Now, this will now say that, okay, which one is more risky? Is it going through the front door or through the back door? Are we going through the roof or the window based on the ammunition you are holding? In fact, this guy here will determine the kind of ammunition you take. We determine how fast. These four of them take 80% of the hacking. That's where most people make mistake and they feel that hacking is very hard. Hacking is not hard. If you don't do this four very well, you'll be there, be doing trial and error. Here also is what we call vulnerability assessment. So this fraud take 80% of that thing. It's just like we don't go and rob a bank. You see that most of the time, the information gathering process to vulnerability assessment can take about 2 years. The robbery of the bank is just 15 minutes maximum. Once 15 minutes, you see that police are there already. So imagine you are not doing this. You don't know the kind of door. Let's say they are doing bulletproof door. Like they have a bulletproof door and you carry that man. You didn't do any information. You carry that man to bank. Which are you going to rob the bank? Can the hammer break there? Can it break the door? You can't break the door now. In fact, they will have finished all of you before you know what is going on. Are you getting it? So it's very important because this here will determine the kind of weapon, the exploits you also use. The same thing in information hacking. This will determine the kind of exploits you able to use. That's why some of you are doing try and error. Try and error. Example, if I just see that a system is Windows 10, it's different from someone that find that it is Windows 10 Pro. It's different from someone that said that Windows 10 Pro, let's say 23H2. It's different from someone that said that Windows 10 Pro 28 to 1909 build. This one that said that Windows 10 will be struggling because there's a last version of Windows 10. There's Windows 10 Home, there's Windows 10 Enterprise, there's Windows 10 a lot of this. And the person said that hacking is very hard. Yes, because they didn't do this for very well. Victory, you have a question, please go ahead. Okay, Victory is not there. So the next thing after doing all this is the day of the robbery. I will not follow all of you, but you come and give me a rebate. Oh yeah, Victory, go ahead, please.
How to ask this information hacking? What do you write in that number 3?
Enumeration. So enumeration. Sorry about my handwriting. All right. So the next thing is what? The day of the robbery. So the first thing is to gain access. You need to gain access to the bank. So that determines the kind of weapon we are using. Imagine if you carry all these old gun to the bulletproof door. You have access. You don't have access. You'll be there. Or someone carry that man and axe and cutlass to a bulletproof door. Which day are you going to have access? No. So it's different for someone that knows that okay, the bulletproof door, we've done our information gathering where we know and carry something like RPG or a C5. Sharp, they will gain access. They will gain access. Okay, so here also is what we call exploitation. Number 5 is what we call exploitation. So space, what do you want to do in the bank? You want to maintain access. So by the time you are in the bank, this is what makes you different from me, makes an ethical difference, an hacker different from a Yahoo person. So when I'm doing Yahoo is pretending to be like someone. If a hacker is someone that wants to gain admin access, that means by the time I'm inside the bank, I'm the admin at that time. I can do anything I like. So at this point in time, police also want to send you out. Yeah, we can also put this under post exploitation or maintaining access also. So yeah, what do you want to do in the bank? Do you want to create a back door? Do you want to steal gold? Do you want to steal money? Do you want to steal an information? Those are what you want to do. And it's time-based because by this time, both the SOC and let's say the police are aware that they're in the bank and they want to chase you out of the bank. So you have to do whatever you do sharp and move away. Or you create a back door. Yeah, also you can create a back door. That means by the time I'm coming to this bank again, I don't want to go through this number 1 to 5. I don't want to go through my tunnel, JJ. So I can create a small O. So anytime I'm coming again, I'm not going to gathering information enter. I just go through that O. Same here, you can create a back door. So you always have access to the system. That's what you can do in post exploitation. Then the next thing is to clear your tracks. Now this clearing your tracks now, if I'm giving a suggestion to clear your tracks, is in 2 ways. It's a game of chess. That they will catch you is dependent on the police. So this is where the game of chess comes in. If you are better than the police, they will not catch you. If the police is better than you, they will catch you. It's as simple as that. So if I tell that some things are not possible, if I'm teaching you hacking, If I come to someone that is doing SOC or forensics, I'll tell the person that these things are possible. So it depends on which side that you're on. So just do your best. And that's why most of the time, if you are doing hacking, be able to know the people that are defending. Because they are better than you, they will find you. But we are better than them. That's fine. Okay, so that's about CH methodology. Let's move on. What's the time? Okay, let's take a break. Or do anybody have any question before we go on break? So be back. So we can rush and do a practical today. The next week will be much more practical. Because some people are so interested in that throwdown. But let's see. Okay, Onyero. Sorry, sorry if I murder your name. I'm so sorry. Please go
Yes, yes.
ahead.
I have a question. The question is, when you talked about the methodologies, you spoke about enumeration, but there's a common name that is used in enumeration. I don't know that particular name.
Okay, I don't know what also. I
Okay,
don't know if
no
there's
problem.
any other one.
Okay.
Okay, you made mention of blueprints and or architecture. That's what you said. Or you now mentioned that enumeration.
Yes, I mentioned it here when Robin. Yes, to know the blueprints. Yeah, I mentioned it. But under here is what we call enumeration. That we are doing active scanning, more deeper active scanning. And these are based on different ports that they are open. There are some ports that you can enumerate. There are some ports that you can enumerate. You know ports you can enumerate. Okay. Uzona. Jesus, help me with this name. Uzo. I don't know that is Uzo.
I'm up,
Good
please.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
Yeah, good
Uzo.
afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So I have just one question about this last the last information you just dished out. You said just to avoid, if you decide to avoid the other four steps, that's
Yeah.
after the exploitation, you can actually create after the post exploitation, you can actually
Yeah.
create a backdoor.
Yeah. It's
So the
part
next
of post
one you mentioned,
exploitation.
yes, you said the next one is clearing your tracks. So when you create
Yeah.
a backdoor and you clear your tracks, just in case the hacker is coming into the organization again, do they still have to clear that track?
Yes, now anytime you are coming now, yes. In case you leave any blueprint, you clear your track, but there are logs. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
a of course a covered channel. But if there's anything you do, example, if you steal something or whatever you do, if you can make noise, of course you have to basically so you can also clear those logs.
Okay, I got that. Thank you so much.
All right. Lovina.
Okay, sir. Please, can you throw more light on that number 4, availability analysis? I did not get what you said.
Vulnerability analysis. Okay. So what we are doing is that we are looking at different vulnerabilities to the bank, right? Example, the front door is always more secured. And the back door might be if they have a back door, it might be wooden. The back door can be wooden. The front door can be bulletproof, right? Based on your let's say you just have AK-47 and you don't have any bomb, you might not be able to go through the front door. So you are looking at your risks. Which one is more easy for you, right? That what I'm doing with vulnerability assessment. Which vulnerability is very, very interesting to you and it's very easy to exploit. So if you go for the hard one, you can be there 5 days, 10 days. In fact, if it's a robbery case, imagine you are going to rob now in Akaidama to the bulletproof door. You didn't do your vulnerability assessment. You know that there's a problem. Which day is the hammer going to break the bulletproof door? So when you are doing your vulnerability assessment, you are looking at different vulnerabilities based from the attacker's perspective and the risk of you attacking that system. I guess most of the time, if you are looking at vulnerability, you are looking at the most vulnerable one to attack so that you don't waste your time and move on. But there are some security that they are low vulnerability. That means it is low. It's not always easy to attack. That means there is not much exploitation for it. If you are doing those attacks, you find hacking very hard. In fact, there's something, the act of war. There was a statement in the act of war. He said that why most people lose a battle after winning a battle, That means there's a loss after every battle. Let me give a simple example about it. That even after victory, there's always a loss. Why? This is what I mean. Let's say US and Russia are fighting. Now, why is there always a loss? Is because most of them look at their strengths. This guy look at his strengths. This guy look at his strengths. So by the time they go, let's say there are 10,000 soldiers that went on war. Even though 10,000 win Russia now, only 2 can come back. So if 2 come back, that means they also lost about 90 this amount. 99,000. Now there are 8 soldiers. That's still a loss, even though they won the war. That's the same because most of them just focus on their strength. But if you focus also on the weakness of the enemy, you have a much margin of victory. In fact, these US might not be as strong as Russia and they will still win because they know the weakness of the enemy. It's the same thing if you don't do those vulnerability assessment. You are focusing on your skills, not the vulnerability of that system. You find acting very hard. It might take you a longer time. Meanwhile, someone can just see a very juicy vulnerability and exploit it and might not find acting hard. I was saying doing vulnerability assessment. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, kindness.
Yes, please. I want you to share more light on the number 5. I can't see what's there.
Exploitation. That's gaining access. Yes,
Okay, all
gaining
right.
access. It's just like when we are forcing ourselves to break to the door. That's gaining access. The same thing you having access to a system. That's gaining access. The expectation. You're exploiting the system. Okay, Samuel Adeyinka.
All right, good evening. Thank you. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can, Samuel.
Because you made mention of there are things you actually like tell a SOC analyst and that will be different from digital forensics. So I want to ask a question about clearing of tracks and deleting logs. Is it 100% sure in clearing of tracks? Because there is something I get to like read about digital forensics, which is that we are interacting with the bare metal of the devices and nothing is ever deleted.
Yes,
All
man,
the data
that's
can actually be recovered. So when you're talking about clearing of tracks and deleting of logs, is it actually accurate with the knowledge that a forensic analyst can just come and extract it?
yes, that's what I'm saying. That if I'm telling someone in the attack side something, like okay, clear your log, you can delete the log, does not mean that if I'm telling forensic. In forensic, what we say that everybody that comes to a crime scene leaves something. That means everybody that comes that's involved in a crime scene leave something of themselves. Now you can see that I'm saying another thing now for someone that is in forensics. So what I'm saying is that no matter what it is, they leave something of themselves in that crime scene. It's not left for you to find. So if I tell an attacker that okay, come we can delete this log, yes, we can. But if I'm coming to forensic, you can recover those logs. It now depends who is better. That's why I say the game of chess.
Okay, sorry. Can I ask one more question?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. I also read about using Tor proxy for anonymity, where you set the pros. There's a way you like.
Please a minute.
Command to actually. All right.
Okay, please continue. Sorry.
All right, thank you. So where you actually run the command so that the proxy can actually change your IP probably within seconds or minutes like that, and it start giving IP from different countries and everything.
Yeah.
So if you are not trying to like investigate kind of scenario, is it possible to get the person using that particular proxy account?
Yeah. So also for proxy, now if I'm telling you to use for anonymity, that is fine. That means One of the best ways to even is bouncing over IP. But most of the time, if you're using a VPN has IP addresses. So, example, if you're using Norton or Peer, the IP addresses that they are known to the FBI, as in legally. So, what I'm going to do that, I need to put enter my threat intelligence mechanism. So, if you're using a VPN, I know. I just need it. But proxy is also good in way that there are different IP addresses and so on. But sometimes depend on the way it moves. Because if you go to a particular device or a particular network, I can still be able to track it. But it's not entirely easy. I getting it. So by the time you tell you best practice because you're using your best move, does not mean that another person cannot find it. That's the truth. If I've seen a crazy issue, a crazy thing that someone recovered something that was burnt, it's chemical forensic. I don't know how they did that. They used to recover some information from a burnt paper or something like that. So people are very crazy.
Jesus.
So yeah. So most of the time,
Baghdad,
yes, I've never seen that in my life before.
all those Indian guys. Jesus.
Yeah. So most of the time is that's why sometimes I don't make boasts in security because truly some people are very good at listening. Trust me, I've seen a lot of crazy guys. People are very good. That's why learning never stops. So you can't be very boastful in this work. Very boastful. So that's why I said it's a game of chess. It's actually a game of
All right.
chess.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. If you see anybody boasting, trust me, they don't know anything. Especially these Nigerian have been. So okay. And Joseph, please, we can go for break so that I can
Hello?
keep asking questions. So we can go back by 4:13 p.m.
Hello,
So
good
please,
evening.
hello, Peter. I think it's Peter. Okay, Peter, please go ahead.
Yes, please. Sorry, that number 4 is not clear. Can you rephrase, please?
Vulnerability
My
assessment, right?
okay, okay. Then 5 is exploitation, right?
Yeah, 5 years expectation.
Okay, 6 post exploitation.
Yes.
Backup.
Then
Backup.
7, clear your tracks
Okay,
or
okay.
clearing
Thank
of
you.
tracks. Clear your tracks. Yes. All right. Merci, David.
Okay, so good afternoon, sir.
Good
So
afternoon,
can you
my
hear
friend.
me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Please go
I just
ahead.
want to ask the difference between scanning and enumeration because you said something that scanning is checking which services are running on the person that you want to carry the attack on. And you said enumeration is active scanning, so I don't quite get that.
Thank you for that question. That's actually a good one. So when you are scanning, there are 3 things you are doing under scanning. One, you want to look for live hosts, right? Live hosts. How many many IP are live or dead? That's one. Number two, you are saying that you want to know maybe a port is opened. So this is another assignment for you. Opened, closed, or filtered. What do you mean if a port is open, closed, or filtered? What are the difference between these three? So read about it. That's another assignment. What do you mean if a port is open, closed, or filtered? Number three, you want to know the services running. That is when you are scanning. But now, if you are coming to enumeration, I'm looking for more information and enumerating that services to gain more information. That's what I'm doing. Example, if I find that let's say SNMP is open. So I mean, okay, if I find that SNMP is open, what I'm doing is that I'm going deeper to extract specific details about that service. Example, if the SNMP is open, like simple network management protocol, I know that this is open. I can get more information about services on that system, especially if it's running like SNMP version 1. I can know the kind of networks that the system, the application that I installed on that system. That means I'm getting more specific information about this SNMP. That's the enumeration. Example, if I know that SMB is open, now there are different versions of SMB. There's version 1, there's version 2, there's version 3. When I'm enumerating, I'm getting the exact version of SNMP that is open. That is SNMP version 3. That means I'm getting specific information. That's what I'm doing when enumerating. So I can find things like usernames, machine name, network resources when doing enumeration. I can find if there's a work group on that system. I can find username when doing them. I can't do that when I'm scanning. I just see services. But I can get machine names. Although I can also get machine names when scanning. But here is more specific. That's what I'm doing when doing enumeration. Do you understand that?
So yes, so does that mean that one needs to like enter into the system? For instance, now FTP, if it is open.
No, you don't need to enter the system. You just prompt that service. That's all. You prompt the service.
Okay.
That's
And for
exactly
instance,
what.
now if there are like 10 ports that are open, or 10 services that are running, so we need
Yes.
to like do that enumeration for all of the 10 ports
No,
to see
not
which
all ports are enumerable. Not all ports.
Okay.
There are specific ports that are enumerable. For example, NetBIOS, SNMP, HTTP, and HTTPS, and things like that. So people that come for exactly with me about that, not all ports that I can enumerate. But if you are lucky to see specific ports that they are open, some of them you can enumerate them.
All right, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Joseph.
Okay, sir. When someone uses a VPN service,
Yeah,
the VPN organization, they have your real IP address.
that's correct.
Okay. Can the government mandate them to give it out to them?
Yes, that is also correct. But there must be a court order. That's the difference. In fact, there's something happening in India now that most of it, I don't think you've read about it. They want to have access to the source code of your device or that of the devices or what they are citizenizing. The same way UK is doing the same. Government has a lot of a lot of power. And Samsung and Apple are saying no, that they can't give you the source code. But they say that they even want to test every practice before they roll it out. That was happening in India now. India government wants to, and of course, what are they doing? They're spying, they are getting all the information they need to get about their citizens. And they are claiming that they want to protect their citizens. Like I said also, there's something called government access key. That means every encryption key goes to the government. So if you are seeing what's happening to it, it goes to the government. But of course, Nigeria does not have it. But there's something called government access key you can read about. But if you are, I would think cryptography, but if you go to cryptography, but not for this class, you might not know about GAK. But for people that come for CCT, we talk about GAK or CH, about government access key. Yes, so government can prompt anything, trust me. And David David
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening, David.
I have two questions to ask. The
Okay, please
first
go
one
ahead.
is this. Okay. The first one, what's the definition of an hacker? Let's use the word an ethical hacker. I don't mean script kiddies, the one that will just go to YouTube and just be doing all this MSF, like a proper hacker. Is it the programming language? Is it the ability for one to code and the other, or the
David,
knowledge?
we get there now. That's where I'm going to after this. So we talk about hacking and different type of hackers. So that's where I'm going to next. Okay, but
thank you,
if
sir. And
I talk
also,
about it and you are not comfortable, still ask me the question again when I'm there.
okay, sir. Okay. And also, the organization, let's say, for example, I want to get a certification voucher, like CompTIA or any certification voucher. Can I get it through the organization?
Yes, now we are partners to CompTIA, we are partners to ECANS, we are partners to PCB. And of course, anybody taking you, they are certified trainer. So we are like this, I'm certified ECANS instructor, MCT, and CompTIA certified trainer, and also a PCB certified trainer. So of course, you have access to all these things. And another bit about this is you get a discount. If you are coming from SCIP, you get a discount. But if you are coming from cyber entry, you might get a discount for your class. But if you come for the class, you get a discount for the voucher.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. So when you ask for the price, you can compare with any other people that inside and say that we actually give you a discount. So I can give you that for free. So when they tell you the price, do a research with anybody that you know, anybody selling the same thing, and you see that you actually got a lesser price.
That's good. Thank you, Sam.
Okay. Paul.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good
Can you hear me?
evening, Paul. Yes, I can. Please
Right.
go
I've been
ahead.
trying to ask questions, but my
Oh,
hand is
sorry.
raised now. Okay, so concerning the vulnerabilities,
Yes.
yeah, you said it's according to the vulnerabilities you found on a system that you could be able to exploit it, yeah? So
Yes.
my question is, if for instance the vulnerability that is available is let me say HTTP port 80, can I
Okay.
get can I get elevated privileges to exploit, let me say, FTP?
Yes, now.
Transfer it, right?
Yes. Now, if you gain access through HTTPS, right, you can also do outcomes. If you get a shell, especially if it's Metapita shell, you can upload file and send file on that Metapita shell. So there's something you call escalation of privileges. It can be horizontal or vertical. For example, if you gain, there are three type of account on the system for you basic. There is there's admin, administrator, there's user, there's guest. So let's say I got access to a system and it's get on guest. I can elevate my access to be an admin, and I can move around the local area network. So that is escalation of privileges. Does that answer your question, Paul?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Godwill James.
Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir. Please, I have a question. The difference between a pen tester and an ethical hacker, it's kind of, I'm always confused when it comes to the two, because to me it seems
Okay.
as if they are doing different jobs.
Yeah, it's actually two different, but slightly different. But I'll explain towards the end of the class. There's difference between but ethical hacking skills is needed for pen testing, actually. You first need to be an ethical hacker. You must understand hacking skills before pen testing. Just that pen testing is more goal oriented. Either compliance, goal oriented, there's a particular objective, and things like that. That's the difference. And there are more rules toward penetration testing. So it's not for the fact that now bump bounty might not be a penetration tester. You just have to be an expert that do more bump bounties and things like that. I guess, but the skills you have is not, there's no penetration test. It's from the acting skills that you go into penetration testing. But there are more rules, in example, rules of engagement. That's where you talk about the more of the business parts of hacking. Then you talk about budgeting, scoping, and so on and so forth in penetration testing. Then we talk about NDAs, rules of engagement, and things like that. So you understand the business aspect of hacking. That's towards penetration testing. Okay, but I'll explain more when we get there.
All right, thank you,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Let me answer the last two people so that we can move. Ahmed. Yeah, I'll just answer Ahmed and Fashola. Okay, Ahmed, please go ahead. Ahmed. Okay, Fashola, please go ahead. Fashola, go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. I'm very grateful for the class. You've done a very good job, and may God reward all your effort and everything. Please, I want to ask, as maybe you want to go into maybe hacking, is it advisable for you to understand programming language? Because I heard that most hackers or the good hackers in the world,
they understand coding very well to some extent, or maybe to a very good extent. Like all this Lazarus group, the way they build their malware is like they know the basis of coding, so they use it to develop their maybe malware over time and just launch it.
Okay. Now let me explain to you. There are two different aspects of this job. Now, for penetration testing, like someone was saying, being a pen tester, otherwise, that most of the job they not talk about white hacking. Most people don't do say I'm looking for a white hacker. What you see is penetration testing. Now, the objective of being a penetration tester, the industrial what we are teaching is not that so that I can no industry looking for someone to hack their system. No, that's not the purpose. It's for them to understand the structure of the organization, for them to understand their security maturity. I getting the purpose. So it's not for you to come out. That's the first thing I need to let you understand. It's for them to understand the structure of their system, where their vulnerabilities are. And there's some that they don't even remediate based on finances and based on risk. Obviously, I'm doing, we still go back to risk. That is, does it occur naturally to us? Example, I'm in fintech now, and I'm seeing a vulnerability related maybe to someone in telecoms. The risk might be high, right? But what I mean now, that we have the probability of that risk, probability of that thing occurring, and the impact. What is the probability of that thing occurring? It might determine if I spend solutions on it or not. I get it. Now, programming skills are needed, truly, yeah. But don't be scared to understand. The first thing in your job is to understand the technology and understand how to use tools. Everybody started as a script kid. I did also. Tomorrow I still use tools. But I can twist any tools I like and I write script now. And there's AI to make even things easy for you. Now, AI can write script for you, but you need to understand what you want that script to do. That's where you understand the attacks that you want to do. That's the first thing. Not about the programming language. If you know about how to program, I don't know exactly what you want to use the program to do. But you don't even know what to write in scripting. Majorly, if I'm using scripting, it's because I want to automate what I'm doing from one point to the other. But it's not the basis of you starting to learn about hacking. Like I said, it's a mindset. Like someone that wants to steal first, you must understand how it works before you even carry a gun and start shooting. I might even decide to steal without even using a gun. And that's it. That's it. I get in it. So it depends on the level you are. But one of the things, if you don't learn about programming language, you can still be a very good pen tester, trust me. Very good. If you understand how the technology works and you understand how to use tools. But there are some tools that will just solve the problem for you. I can even tell a developer to help you write what you need that tool to do. And you get the result of what you want.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Please let me mute your mic. So let's quickly move on. Our time is fast spent. So we have tactics, techniques, and procedures. So tactics just talks about describe the way an attacker perform the attack, right? It's just like your 4-4 to people that play football. They are more tactics and so that's the way an attacker performs the attack. They will have techniques, those are technical methods used by the attacker. And we have the procedure, those are organizational approaches that threat actor follows. They have indicator of compromise, and we have email indicators. So someone asked me the other time about how do you know there's a malware? These are little ones that you can see. So if there are email indicators, network indicators, host-based indicators, let's say sometimes you are seeing a file system that should be about 1 gig, you are seeing 10 MB. There's a problem. Behavioral indicator, your system is going on, or you just see CMD coming on, or PowerShell coming on. So there can be a remote command execution. Now, what is hacking? Now, hacking refers to exploiting system vulnerability and compromising security controls to gain unauthorized or inappropriate access to a system resource. It involves modifying system or application features. Please note this word. That's what hacking is all about. Everything is hacking and you are modifying the right protocol. That's everything you are doing. And that's why you must first understand protocols, ports, and their function. Example, once I manipulate FTP, I must understand what FTP does. before I can manipulate it. Someone that is doing Yahoo, what is he manipulating? The real protocol is communication. He's manipulating communication, that's all. So everything is hacking, you are manipulating the real protocol, but you must understand the real protocol. That's what you are doing in hacking. There's nothing special in hacking. Everything that is in hacking is manipulating or modifying the real protocol. But the thing that you must understand the real protocol. And that's why we went back to networking. Once you understand how traffic move from one place to the other or how it is configured, trust me, the rest is history. It's very, very. And that's why sometimes I need to do research to understand the system. That's why reading comes in. How can you not just by listening to? Most people don't know that people read. Imagine someone that do reverse engineering and don't know about assembly system, don't know. It's not that easy. Know about 8085 architecture, computer architecture. Going to know language codes. So sometimes you see in movie they are mixed. It's not like that. And most times you see that movie, there's always like one, majorly is phishing. Most of those movies you watch, the attack comes either through phishing or two, there's always hardware hacking. Like all this thief is a low level hacking. Like I say a thief go inside the server and plug in a flash drive. What they're just doing is they're connecting back to the flash drive. It's as simple as that. So research is very important. As going to underrated in hacking. Very, very important. Very important. Now for scripting this, of course, might need to understand the tools, but if you want to be very good hacker, more than even the programming language, you must understand how those things work, you must do research. Then hacking can be to steal or distribute intellectual property leading to business loss. Okay. Now, who is an hacker? An hacker is an intelligent individual with excellent computer skills who can create and explore computer software and hardware. Look at excellent computer skills. That's the word. So for some hacker, hacking is an hobby. Of course, you must make this job an hobby because there will be a time that we'll be telling you about mental stability. It's normal. Sometimes you might want to run mad. It's normal. It's not anything in this job. So some of you that are very fragile, you must make your heart very hard. So one of the things very important in this job is mental awareness. It's very common. So be ready for that. But it's normal. We'll be here to pull you through. Some hacker intention can be that to gain knowledge or to do illegal things. And some act with malicious intent, of course, just to steal business data and so on and so forth like that. Now we have different hacker classes. We have the black hat. Now, the black hat is someone with extraordinary computing skills. You can see extraordinary. They are one of the best people in the job. In fact, that was why we have ethical hacking. Now, there's a saying that every day is for the thief, one day is for the owner. That means if there are 100 days, 99 days is for the thief, one day is for the owner. What they are just simply saying is that the thief is 99 times smarter than the owner. That's the simple thing. The thief is 99 times smarter than the owner because one day is just for the owner. In fact, before security was reactive, it wasn't proactive at all. That means they were working based on rules. Example, if nobody has stolen from the roof before, there is no security measure that will protect the roof. The only time that there will be a security measure to protect the roof is when there's an attack on the roof. And the person that will bring the attack on the roof is the thief. So for security people to be proactive, they need someone to think like a thief. That's where we have ethical hacking. And that's why I see that the ethics come before the hacking. Because they know that it can easily sway away. That's why the ethics come before the hacking. But you can't beat a thief or an hacker without understanding how they also work. And that's why I say that they are the best in the skills. They are people with extraordinary. It's not normal. So they resort to malicious or destructive activities and they also know as crackers. Then white hackers are the one with professed hacking skills, but you hack for defensive purpose. That's just your purpose. And that's where everybody is going to. So I don't expect anybody to go to white hacking. And white hacking is not a small job. Most of it I think is no. If I did black hacking, and you don't have any information, you're as good as dead, especially if you're a black person. If you're a black person, you are -1 already. You are -1. So black hacking is not something they can kill you very easily if you want to do black hacking. But there's an Nigerian hacker, they call the guy a smiling hacker. They hang the guy, even though US denied that they did not hang the guy because the guy hacked and he gave to the poor. You can read about it, the smiling hacker. And he didn't even spend it, he gave it to the poor. But because the guy is an Nigerian, and there's another person that is called Kevin Mitnick. Kevin Mitnick used only maybe 4 years in jail. It was FBI was wanted about 1993 to 1996. But he died as one of the best white hackers. They kill someone that did worse than him because the US guy they didn't kill him. So as a black person, black arts, trust me, if you don't have information, you're as good as gone. As good as gone. So black art is not something. People think it's something that they just go into because no, it takes a lot. As crazy as it is, it takes a lot. Then gray hackers, these are people that work both offensively and defensively at various times. And they can also be people that they are black and white at the same time. You know, some of the time, if you are going on the road, and let's say you see a soldier breaking into a shop, you'll be like, you think you don't know if the person is a thief or is doing illegal work. Gray hats can be like that also. And they can be that work both offensive also and defensive at various times. There are suicide hackers. So these are people that bring down critical infrastructure for a cause, and they don't care about facing jail, towns, or any kind of punishment. So they just do it for anything, just to bring that example, like bringing power down in US or I think at the time that power was down in one of these foreign countries, a lot of people were dying because it depends so much on like and their life is automated. It's an automated system, not like Nigeria here. So they can't survive if there's no power for like 2 days or 3 days. A lot of people die in the hospital. So sometimes some of these criminals can actually attack the infrastructure just to cause chaos. So sometimes that can be like suicide hacking, and they don't care about the repercussion. Then we have script kiddies. So these are people which compromise the system by running scripts and tools and software that are developed by real hackers. And this is fine. Starting as a script kiddie, almost everybody that I know today started as a script kiddie, which is normal. But don't just stop as being a script kiddie. Right? Understand tools very well, understand the way they work. Then the next is that can you even manipulate the tool that someone built for better purposes? Once you can manipulate it, then can I start building your own tools? So it's a journey. So it's not say I speak it, it's not an abuse, it's normal. It's not a big job. If I'm getting your job done and I'm seeing the vulnerability, is there any problem? No. But don't stop at that level. That's where they can be a problem. That's where they can be a problem. Okay. They have also cyber terrorism. We have state-sponsored hackers. Now, this can be employed by government. Russia does this. North Korea does it. They sponsor their citizens to hack other countries, which is fine. They have the activists. These are people that promote a political agenda by hacking, especially by hacking to deface or disable websites. Example of activists are anonymous. So anonymous is an example of activists. And the point is that activists also is one of the most lucrative part of hacking. But the point there is that your life is 50-50. Because you are either dealing with government or high-risk individuals. If you are dealing with government, your life is 50-50. A try where you are trying to expose government. Government does not care. Anything with nationality, they don't even blink twice before they kill that person. And sometimes it can be high individuals. Let me give you a simple example. Like they sell like Coca-Cola, like maybe only two people know the formula for Coca-Cola. Imagine now getting that information by hacking their system. And you are now going to Coca-Cola with your two legs. And say, okay, guys, what did this tax evasion, right? Let's say a particular company did tax evasion, and you are working to that company. Let's say it's about $10 billion or $10 million. Then you work with your leg. You're not telling the CEO that, come on, I evaded your security architecture and I saw that you're earning like $10 million. But don't worry, give me like $1 million so that we cover your track record so I won't expose it. You now went to your car, you're now singing Joy is coming, Joy is coming. Do you think the person will reach his or her house? Do you think the person will reach his house? Okay, person not reach his house now. Because one way or the other, no matter how the person cannot reach his house based on that information. So most of the time, people don't even know activity, just like anonymous. They only send their lawyers. In fact, the lawyers they don't know the activities. Because most of the time, you are dealing with those kind of situation and government. Even though it's lucrative, you can see money based on this exposure, but you can't show yourself. You can't show yourself. So those are the areas of activists. They have hacker teams, a consortium of skilled hackers, we have industrial spies, and so on and so forth. Now, we've talked about hacking phases, reconnaissance, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, and clearing of tracks. Now, what is now ethical hacking? Ethical hacking. So this involves the use of hacking tools, tricks, and techniques to identify vulnerabilities and ensure system security. So you just understand the posture of the security architecture. It's not like they're looking for people to actually hack their system. No. It's just for them to understand their security posture. That's all. So it focuses on simulating the techniques used by attackers to verify the existence of exploited vulnerabilities in system security. Ethical hackers perform security assessment for an organization with the permission, and there's permission. That's where the ethics comes in. There are permissions of concerned authorities. Odoye, you have a question. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask, uh, can we say many black hat hackers operate mostly on the dark web?
Yes, regarding dark web, they are dark. In fact, the FBI is on that dark web. So everybody is not a black hat. In fact, I've seen where FBI sells, they even sell passports. Now they are not looking for one syndicate. They're not looking for one cyber criminal. They're looking for a syndicate of people. That means till they get to the topmost person, they won't bring down the architecture. In fact, you can see them selling real things. But when they bring down the whole syndicate, that way you know that those things are not real. I guess so. They are the dark web also. There are forces on the dark web, like FBI, CIA on the dark, and they even sell things like the original people. They are not. They are there to gain information. But of course, black hackers on the dark web, of course, of
Thank
course.
you.
But they are not the black hackers on the dark web. Okay, so why is this hacking necessary? To beat an hacker, you need to think like one. That's what I said the other time. Shegun, you have a question?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for the class. So my question is, I have two questions though. Number one, I already sent it on the chat, but I'll just read it out. I said, what is the assurance will be taught how to really do the work? And are the classes practical based? Because I had a class last year that I paid for cybersecurity and basically ethical hacking. And the only thing I took away from it was just learning HTML and CSS. Because I'm
Oh
trying to
wow.
switch from yeah, that was my because the day we had the sorry I'm digressing from the class. So the day I had a meeting with the person taking the class, I was like, but basically this is not what you guys told me you'll be taking us on this particular topic. So it was like because of regulations and whatnot that there are some things they cannot teach us. They will only scratch the surface. But if you're scratching the surface, then why is it paid for? You get my point. Basically, this is this thing you're taking is the only thing, and HTML and CSS were like the only thing I took away from it. So my question is, what's the assurance that we'll be taught properly how to do these things? And yes, like you said, it will be regulated because yeah, some of us would some I believe some people are here to do whatever they want to. Everybody knows whatever it is they want to do with the information. But basically I'm trying to switch careers into ethical hacking, and it's something that I've always loved. So yeah, that's number one. Then number two, I would like to know what country has like the best um hacking enthusiasts there, like the best hackers in the world? What country do you think have those ones? Yeah, those are my
Okay.
questions.
All right.
Thank
Now
you.
for the classes, now we follow a rule called easy tensor methodology to teach students, right? And of course, we have labs for you to practice. Now we have labs like not Kali, Paro Security, Ubuntu, Windows 20, Windows Server 2016, Windows 11, Windows Server 2019, Windows Server 2022. And why we do this, because we know that no matter the company that you are going or you want to bring it to, one of them are using one of these technologies as operating systems, right? So we have labs, right? But everything will be done in your labs. But of course, the same thing, like today, now, if I want to do malware analysis, if I want to do malware exploitation, I still use my lab to do malware. If I the lab, I'll take you now. You see, those are just, my labs are, there are up to 25 different architectures of labs I have. In fact, I have 100 labs. The same thing, some of these things you also do it in your class. So what we do is that we have labs with different, and some of those labs we also have something that they are very useful in your day-to-day life, in your something that you take for life, but it doesn't stop you from research. There are some that you not get in that book, but I'll push you to research, right? That means a research will give you that because it is unregulated, is above that study. But any ethical skills that is needed, you will get it, that you need to practice in this rural and these AI, some of them are AI based also, right? So everything you need for penetration testing, that means industrial work as an ethical hacker, you get it. Even for bomb bouncing, you get it. But anything that has to do with black hacking, you won't get that. Yeah. Of course, I might just push you to some things because some of this time those skills are also needed, and that's the truth. But people don't know about ethics. And the truth is that when I'm telling you about ethics, some people still don't know about ethics. I tell some people, my Telegram, if I want to be a vendor, I can decide not to work again for life. Even just with my Telegram channels, I can decide not to work. I want to be a vendor. Just to be selling credit cards, selling information. There's some information that have about 2 terabytes of different information. If I decide to be a vendor today. So there are sometimes that I could sell some information. Sometimes it can even be Chime or Chime cards or whatever it is that I will just have. Some of them I'll just keep it on a zip file. Right? And some of them different is that some of them is not like even agreed. They're based on different channels. I mean, but there are some Indian guys that just $10 coke self. Just once they see that $10, whatever you're looking for, they'll give it to you for free. Just to join some group, I can tell you just $20, and some of them dump a lot of nonsense. Like, I want to be a vendor, I don't need. There's information that I can sell for $50K if I want to. But that's where ethics comes in. So when I talk to people about ethics, there's sometimes I don't have 10,000 naira, and you have something that you can. You might not know the purpose of it. But if you sell it to someone that is doing Yahoo whatever, they can buy it as much as $100,000 from you. But you don't have 10,000 naira. That's what I'm talking about ethics. So the truth in Nigeria, no company might, if you are good, no company can actually pay your what if you decide to be a vendor. Right? No company might be able to pay that what if you decide to be a real vendor and just be selling things. In fact, I can decide to sell remote access through that are very effective, 15K, 20K if I want to. And that's why I see sometimes if you go to military, one of the things they do is to change your mindset. And that's why Nigeria is very good. Most of us that were in this job, most of the people that I know that were in this job, top tier, most of us are in a career path. Even though I know some of them are very good, but they're just in this career, one way or the other, maybe because the way we were trained or whatever it is. Naturally, we are just being, how would I put it now? We are just being inquisitive about these things. That's why we learn some of these things. Not because we want to do for anything bad, but it's just want to show ourselves that I can do this thing now. Not those kind of things. If you're in a group of people like that, it also helps you. And most of the time, they will remember that we don't have some cash sometimes. And we are just showing ourselves what we can do. Share again. So Nigeria is even good with that. We don't really have much black hackers in Nigeria. I'm not talking about Yahoo now. Well, most of the people are very good in the career path. It's just like someone that's going to a military camp. You have a gun. Is it how much do they pay soldiers? But they can use the gun to steal now. But because of the ethics that they've trained them to, that's why they don't use the same gun to steal. Shake. So there are a lot of things we teach you based on, but it doesn't stop the aspect of research. That's the truth. So there are some things that are more than the books that is gotten from research. But anything you need to start your basic life in as a penetration tester, you have everything. That means how to exploit Windows 11, how to exploit mobile phones to get all those, you do all those labs. Then what's the second one? The second question, please remind me again.
Okay, so the second question is what country has the best hackers?
Okay, yeah, what country? Now, the truth is that there's this guy, what's his name again? This former NSA guy. The guy's in Russia now. Let me try and look up his name. NSA. Yeah, Snowden, thank you so much.
Snowden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Snowden. So I look at the likes of Kevin McNick and so on and so forth. US actually produce a lot of crazy people. But the point is that North Korea, as crazy as they are, like the Lazarus group, they have some crazy, and those guys have been one of the best. But there was a time they did this Bangladesh bank. In fact, those guys went on holiday and exploited Bangladesh bank. They wiped a whole lot of money from them. So Lazarus is one of the very good group. But the truth is that US is still a top 10 listing. But as of now, it's still US based on intelligence, right? We still have other people that are very good, like from China, from North Korea, from Russia. But Russia actually pay people, as in they are not even hiding it. So if you do something bad, just run to Russia. You are you are safe. Yeah, but in terms of intellectual, yes, still have that. They still have that. Even though there are people better than them, but in terms of numbers, I think they still have actually. But people have different opinions, right? So it's not just about my opinion. But based on people we've seen from Snowden, if I from this thing that happened with the Israelis, shake there. So if I'm putting US, just know that I'm putting Israelis with it though. US and Israelis, they are brothers. So I might not just be able to say, yeah, I'm Israel, but Israel have created some crazy, but I'm putting them with US. They've created some crazy tools in the past. Sheldon.
Yes, sorry again for digressing. So I want to know, you said the operating systems for practicing all this is Kali Linux, Ubuntu, and the likes like that. I want to know, can a typical laptop, the bare minimum that we need for this, can it take in more than two operating system like Kali Linux, Ubuntu, Metasploit,
Yes,
and all?
now.
Just yeah, it can, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, don't worry, when I'm doing my lab, you just see a few of my labs now.
okay,
But the
okay,
compression that you have 16 gig RAM and 500 gig to 1 TB of system, that one is compulsory. So if you don't have 15 gig, that lab will lag.
okay. Thank you so much. Thank
So
you.
till today, if I want to test the system and I know the architecture, I can simulate the architecture of my system for sure to work because I'm just using virtualization does not mean to not work. Is it the same Windows or whatever they are using? So if I'm testing a malware, I just need to understand some configuration. I do the same config. Once I do it on my system, I just need to get the IP. The same thing will work. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank
I
you.
think I've answered most of those questions. Okay, so reason why organization recruits ethical hackers, one, to prevent hackers from gaining access to the organization. So uncover vulnerabilities. Then this is one of the major things, security posture, right? That's why I do penetration testing. I know that they want you to hack their system, no? So also to avoid security breaches, customer data, enhance security awareness. So why is this hacking necessary? Of course, all these are part of it. To know an hacker, to beat an hacker, you must know one. Now, ethical hacking is a crucial component of risk assessment. That's what I'm saying now, right? Risk assessment, auditing counter fraud, information system security best practices. This is what we talk. This aspect of ethical hacking. In fact, this is part of penetration testing. So this is part of penetration testing. But even though they put it under ethical hacking, it's very, very important. Okay. Oh, let's talk about some skills. So you must have knowledge of operating system. That's why we give you different operating system, both Windows and whatever you are using. Knowledgeable of security areas, launching sophisticated attack, then deep knowledge of networking. Very important. Then this one, ability to learn, strong work ethics. Look, you can't run away from that strong work ethics. In fact, every day your life has changed. Every day. If you want to be good, your life has changed. But of course, that's why when they pay you the salary, they're also paying for the blood they are using. But really, they are using your blood and the mental stability because you can even run mad as a security personnel. It's not to scare you, it's just to prepare your mind. So sometimes you can just really, your mental stability can run away. So it's normal. So I won't lie to you honestly. It's normal, but sometimes that's why you see those high pays. It's not just because of the knowledge. Sometimes because of every other thing attached to it. Then awareness of local standards and laws. Okay. So we have different ethical hacking tools, Google hacking, web. So all these things now, we do it when you come for Nmap, Megapin. All these tools, we have it already for you, right? Enumeration tools and so on. Okay. So I'm going to do a lab here, but let's go for a break and come back by 5 so that I talk about this, we do a lab and we close for today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we see by 5 p.m. All right, thank you, Samuel. Okay, so please, if you have questions for someone, please just lower the hand so that I will not mistake you for the people in class that want to ask questions regarding the topics. But if you have questions for me, you can still leave your hands raised so that I will answer them.
Timmy, someone
Okay.
asked a question earlier about setting up labs, something like that.
Okay, the person can ask the question again. So let me just answer this question before I move on.
Hello?
Hello, please go ahead.
Yes. So I was asking about setting up a lab. My
Okay.
previous laptop, it was easy for me to set it up after I activated the visualization here on my laptop. But on this one, I'm having issues setting it up.
In which lab do you want to set up? What hypervisor are you using? VirtualBox or whatever.
With VirtualBox.
Okay. But actually, if you come to class, we set that up for you. But the only requirement that you need to come with is 16 gig RAM and 500 upwards. The list is 15 gig RAM. The list is 500 gig. Please let it be SSD so that it can be fast. I will reset that for you when we come to class. Yeah, don't worry. We'll set that for you. And we tell you how the lab works.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Joseph, go ahead. If it's for me, please kindly go ahead.
Okay, I want to ask or inquire what companies, what do they look for, or what how should I put it? How did they, because for software engineering or programmers, if you check, I mostly see jobs front end, back end, full stack most of the time, but I rarely see penetration testers and all these things. So I want to know how do companies employ people in this field? And because if it, if you take a look at the pricing of the exams like the CH is a
Yeah.
bit high.
That's correct.
Is a bit high. So if someone is to write such an exam, and what's the guarantee that after this examination that there's actually
Hey,
like
Joe.
yes a job.
Okay. Now, the bad aspect about it is that Nigeria system is one of the toughest. But I will speak more to people in the internship about it because we've been in this market for a while, right? And it started even from where we were doing networking, CCNA, CCMP, CCIE, before we migrated to cybersecurity. And there's a whole lot regarding that. But the first thing about jobs is in Nigeria, you don't learn on the job, like I said before. They want you to, in fact, we fight HR almost every day, even as a consulting company. There are a lot of people I just tell it is not visible. And truly, they need to go and change their environment. But something important in Nigerian market, interviews are very important. Now, because sometimes, like you said, certification are very expensive. But I will encourage you to write one. That means to filter out. Maybe Security Plus is still like the cheapest, right? After you do your CC, which is free, you can go to Security Plus. So interviews are very important because most of them can't pay what it requires a certified person will collect. Right. So most companies might not be able to pay that much. So what they look for is they look for people that have the skills, not the same skills, but almost the same skills, right? So they might want to finish it in interview, which is fine. So interviews are very important in the Nigerian market. Very even because a lot of people don't have money to write that certification, but at least you should have at least Security Plus to enter entry level in Nigeria. Right. So plan yourself towards Security Plus. Then if you can go for that, it's fine. Right. And the bit about it that there are some places that it's just certification they see. So once they see that you have a lot of certification, well, they'll never even bother about the skills. You've seen a lot of things like that because we have conventional age out there, they are not serious. But I don't know the problem we have with HR. Right. So they don't even know what they need. And it's different that you know what you need, that I don't know what you need. I've seen someone tell me that they are looking for they are looking for a security analyst, but the description is a cloud security engineer. And I'm gonna say that, madam, are you okay? This you are not looking for a security analyst, you are looking for a cloud security engineer. So some people don't even know the difference in all these jobs. But they just go on ChatGPT and seeing someone looking for entry level with CISSP. Entry level CISSP, how come now? In fact, there was one I was looking the other time on LinkedIn, ICO. They are looking for someone that is doing audits, entry level CISA. Someone that know about AWS, Azure, and GCP. How come now? So some of this time, most of these things you are seeing on LinkedIn, they are not visible to get into the interview. So always apply. That's what I tell people. You might even know about more than the interviewer. That's the funny thing. Right? So apply as much as possible. That's not the thing. But at least try and have one certification. Very important. But the skills are very important. Skills are important as much as certification. Right. But there are some people that go with this aspect in Nigeria because it's also common. A lot of people write, if they are well to do, they write a lot of certification. And of course, you know how Nigeria is now. HR does not know. So, and they just prepare a little for the interview and they get the job. But if you don't have that much, you must take that interview very serious. And trust me, that interview is not something that might be easy because some of them copy it from ChatGPT. So, but you should just try as much as possible to know it well. So, and from there on the job, you can also require that they train you well, and that's the purpose of also our internship. Now, internship is majorly for like you are seeing an entry level experience, right? So by the time you finish internship, you are not more entry level, you're a premium entry level. Right? But interviews are very important in the job market, and you need that with certification. So if you see, it does not mean that it's automatic 12 actually, but it gives you a lot of chances. A lot of chances. A lot. A lot. Because it's easy for someone to write CH because of the expenses.
Sir, is it CH or CA?
CEH. CEH.
Okay, CEA. That's certified hacker. Okay.
Yes. So what we encourage our interns or people in cyber entry, no matter the course you take, right? We still advise you to take Security Plus exam. Because if you take our CCT, you can write Security Plus exam, even without training. If you take CEH, you can write Security Plus exam. That's how intensive our training is. So even though you don't do security plus as a course, even though you don't do security plus as a course, if you take hidden CCT, you can have security plus. If you take
I
CH,
will
you
go
can have
and
security
finish
plus.
that admin and take.
Yusuf, please mute your mic or always talking. Sorry, I don't think it's Yusuf. I think it's Beauty. Beauty. It's Beauty that is talking. Please mute your mic or let I'll disable the mic.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so okay, after the internship, would you advise we do CH or CompTIA, which is best advised?
It depends on the money you have on ground. If you have enough, of course you take CH. If you don't have, you take security plus.
Oh, okay, CH is more expensive than Security
Security
Plus.
plus. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Wow. Okay.
But both of
Thank
them
you.
are well recognized.
Okay. Noted.
Okay, Jude, I need to quickly answer this question. Okay, let me come back to please let me finish this so that I'll come back to those questions. Please just keep the hand raised up so that I'll answer this question. So what's a threat? A threat is the potential occurrence of an undesirable event that can eventually damage or disrupt the operational and functional activities. Okay. Of an organization. So a threat is a potential occurrence, it's not a occurrence, right? A potential due to vulnerabilities. So attacker can use cyber threat to infiltrate or steal data such as individual or personal information, financial information, and login credentials. So you have different type of threat sources. It can be natural, fire, flood, power failures. So this can happen and can cause a lot of disaster. We have unintentional, we have intentional, which can be internal. This is worst. And we have external, which can be attacks, terrorists, and foreign intelligence agents. Okay, so let me go back to types of malware and so that we can quickly conclude there. Okay, let me stop sharing here. So I conclude the type of malwares and let's see if we can quickly do it now. Yes, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we talk about virus.
Yes, sir.
We've talked about worms. We've talked about spyware. Number 4, hardware. So hardware is what we call advertisement malware and can be very annoying. Some of you said you know how hardwares are very annoying sometimes. They can be very, very annoying. So they are advertisement malware. But the problem we have with this hardware most of the time is also privacy. In that most of this time, most of this social media infiltrates your microphones, your cameras, or whatever it is to gain information and give advertisement. Some of you have explained that sometimes you just say a word, let's say shoe. You're talking to your friend about shoe, you didn't even browse about it, and you go on Instagram, you are seeing the shoes. Yes, because Meta is one of those people that have been sued a lot for privacy. There's a time Meta could actually and spy on you offline. Yeah, they can monitor you offline. And that's the problem they have with TikTok. TikTok look at your algorithm to give you whatever it is. They don't actually spy. Meta is one of the people that have used spyware a lot of times. So that's the problem we have in which people infiltrate your personal information to give you suggestion on hardware. That's where the problem is. And that's why privacy is very important also when it comes to these hardware. And number 5, we have ransomware. So just like the name says, so ransomwares are very crazy. It means that all your stuff can be locked. And if you don't see the encryption key or the decryption key rather, you have to pay for the ransom or you shut down the system and you recover. So, and let me talk about Trojan. So Trojan is like the father of all of them. So someone was explaining Trojan as whereas invented that two people were having war and they hide some soldiers under the Trojan, and they were disguised as Trojans. Now, Trojans behave like a normal software. That's the bit about Trojans. They behave like the way normal, like a normal application will run, but it's malicious, right? And what the beauty about Trojan is that this is what I like most about Trojan. We have different remote access Trojan, right? We call them rats. We have for mobile, if I did for banking, like Emonet, Emotex. We have for banking, we have for backdoor. So all of these guys, they're not spiral. Yeah, all of these guys actually can, especially spyware, they can also be in form of a Trojan. So Trojan are very, very interesting. In fact, very interesting. Okay, let's quickly see if we can quickly run the lab on Trojan. So the this time we finish what we're going to do today. Let me quickly spin up my virtual machine. Okay, let me stop sharing here. Okay, which one should I let me do this? Doesn't work. Okay, so some of you that will come for a stage class, so you can see we have a lot of tools for you, from denial of service to responder to a lot of things like that, like that, like that. So, okay. So we have a lot of viruses. We have one maker, how to make a worm, virus maker, ransomware, malware analysis to antivirus. Even though I added some personally for the class. Yeah, we added some basically for the class. But please, not because some of it, because someone offended you like this, you go and put virus on the person's system. Some of them are one maker. You can crack that system for life just by putting a flash drive in that person's system. So please don't do it. And that's why you always care sometimes. Some of you, I'll give you virus. You go and put it on your own system yourself. Sir, my system is spoiled. I'm not responsible for that. Most of the time, that's why I remove some things, because some people just want to test some things and don't come back to me. Just go and solve the problem. So there's a lot of viruses there actually, a lot. And there are some I personally added to it, and some of them actually they will work. So don't underrate them. There was someone I told, I gave the person the viruses wanted to test. I told them that when you put it on your virtual machine, don't connect to host. The guy connected to host, then the mouse started moving by itself. Everything started moving by itself. I just told the person, go and solve your problem. If the mouse is moving by itself, hold the mouse. Because I've told you before. Okay, so let's quickly work on one Trojan and so that we can quickly do this. So I have remote access Trojan. I'll just use one of the thief. Okay. All right. So let me deal with this. So this is just a simple Trojan. It's very simple. So okay. So now I'm indicating where it should connect to me. right? So I'm saying 10, no, this is not my IP address now. Sorry, a minute though. I'm trying to see if I have the server in here. Oh yeah, I have the server. Let me start with the server. Which one should let me the server? Which one should let me the client? Which one? Which one? Which one? Jump. Okay, let me this guy at the server. So I'm trying to determine which one I'll use as a server so that I'll not disturb what I was doing there before. Okay, anyways, let me a minute. Sorry about that. Please, I hope everybody's following me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me
Yes,
make
I hear
Windows
you.
11 the server. So this is like the server where I want to put for the client. So I can make this guy where I'm putting the
Yes,
Trojan
sir.
ware, right? So I can if I complete this server here, I can put this through anything. This server, this particular application now is my exploit. This server is my exploit. I can decide to put it through in a video. So as the person download the video, is downloading this through with it. So we call it wrapping. I can decide to wrap that malware into anything. I can decide to wrap it into video. I can decide to wrap it into picture. I can decide to wrap it into document, anything I like, just to entice someone to click on it. Right. So, but this is just the basic thing that I can do. Then, okay, let me see my IP address. Have I
Hello,
configured
sir.
an IP? Yes.
Fine, sir. Please, are you home now?
Ah,
Okay, no problem, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
is it,
No, God bless you,
is
sir.
it
Thank you,
person
sir.
know that is not muted?
My thanks to mommy, sir. Yes, sir.
Mommy care.
Nice.
Fine. Eh?
Please let me mute these people. Hmm. Okay. So let's say I've sent it to that person and I want to connect to that person, 10.1.11. And which ports did I use there? So 10.10.1.11, that's correct. Okay. Let me use this at server. Although I've not configured anyone to use the FTP or whatever it is, I'll just show you 10.10.1.19. Okay, yeah. So you can see here, my connection is made, right? Let's say I send it to 2019, this Windows server. Let's say someone is in the office and I just send a picture that they like. No, and we've seen a lot of these things though. The point is that I see some people, they be watching porn in the office. You've seen when we do forensics. And that way knows there are some people, they use of this network for anything they like. If you don't do policy well, people use this network for a lot. And they know that they are buying the whole company. In fact, there's a time it was a very problem. Actually, there's a particular race that was very common in Nigeria then. Once there's a problem, just check the system, pull out, you see nonsense. Some ladies is movies, and you are the one causing problem for the company. That's why I don't just download anything. And the attacker will not bring it to you as something that is malicious. They will give it to you like sweet, like a child that is looking for sweet. And some of you don't care about the repercussion of something. You can look for anything at any level. Some people that want to stream free football, if they tell you to go to Mount Everest to look for that app, you go to it. You don't care. Even though some of you have to say that this thing is malicious, you just say ignore. I need this thing, ignore that thing. So these are some of the way we get access, right? But it's not a simple way. There's still more sophisticated things we see though, as if we are doing it in real life, right? Some of this time we don't use list line. If you have money, you can use list line, but some of the time, or you have your own ISP, or we will work with the ISP. But most of the time, we use web application, right? You can use cPanel to host it. In fact, I can use Telegram to host it. So no matter the day you click on it, I will have access to it on Telegram and things like that. But this is not for this class, right? Okay, so what can we do on this, right? Look at here. So I can get computer information, right? Example, we want to look at the PC details. You can see it's telling me that it's server 2019, which is true. It's server 2019. And the owner is a Windows server. If you want to look at the operating system, United States and whatever it is. So if you want to spy on the person, you can see, I can do a screen capture to capture the person's screen and I will see it here. Yeah, because I'm using a virtual way, it can be very slow, very, very slow, right? So I can see all that. So I can see a full screen. If I decide to free a full screen, it's called that captures. Okay, this is it here. Captures. Is empty. Why? Remind me later. Okay, it's being queued. That's the reason. It's on queue. But it can be very slow. Right, it can be very slow. But let me just put it on there. So whenever I sit down, I know that it's there already. Okay. So I can refresh review remote desktop. I can be capturing the remote desktop. And there are some like this that will use. It's just like RDP. I will have access like RDP. Me and you. That's why some of you are not really landlord of your phone. Some of you have co-landlord and you don't know. Because if it's a remote access through that, you have a co-landlord. Please a minute. Okay, sorry. I have to attend to someone. Okay. So let me close this. Let's see other things we can do. On control here, I can power off the system. If I press this power on now, you can see. But let me see if I can freeze mouse. I can swap mouse. I can do crazy mouse. So you just see the mouse shaking. Things like that. Those are things I can do on this Windows 2019. I can uninstall something. So it will show me list of software. What are the list of software there? You can see every list of software, Good Shopping, Microsoft. So that is everything I have on this 2019. You can see it. If I go to app now on this 2019, if I go to app, how to remove applications. So you can see everything. You can see good shopping. It's the same thing I'm saying here. Everything good shopping. This is good shopping here. So you can do good shopping. Google Chrome. Everything I have here is what I'm seeing here. So I'm in control of that system. Till Jesus comes, the person does. That's why sometimes restart. Some of you never restarted your phone. Once it's on one bar like this, you can't be looking for power bank everywhere. Sometimes let the thing even die. Maybe they lose a section. But some of you, from 1 month till now, you've never even switched off your data. Always online. Always that. Do you know that they attack that phone? That person will not lose session at the same time if it doesn't make it persistent. But some people can put it on a startup program. So even though you shut down and come on again, they are, of course, the one is now worse. If I put a Trojan with your startup programs, that means you are finished. If Jesus come, it will be, unless you don't want to be on the internet at all. Or you wipe the phone. If God now bless you, they now put it on the BIOS, put it on your. So I can look at data time on that system. And that should be Tuesday, 24th of September. Is it the same thing here? Remind me later. Yeah. Okay, 18-1. Sunday, 18-1. What is the. Oh, okay, I think the one I can do, I can set date and time by myself. Okay, that was the same. So I can look at the desktop icon, system color, bash scripting, and things like that. So I can look at the task manager here, what is running, webcam, I am charged by microphone, services, right? But the webcam might not work just because it's virtual machine, but if it's a real system, it will work. I can look at passwords, right? So I can look at cache passwords if there are any there. I can look at dialogues if I want to. And I can look at internet options, port redirects, very interesting, web download, IP scanner. I can look at visuals, audio, text to speech, desktop, start button, and stuff like that. So if I want to do anything like that, plugin options, server options, anything like that I can do actually. But let's just look at process viewer. So every process running on this system. Yeah, so these are different things running on the system. So if I go to my control, turn it, delete also, not on my system, task manager. Yeah, I can, these are things that are there, right? I can see, I saw this. So the same thing you see here, right? So, and the first that this thing is the registry stuff. So there are some that we put on the registry. So just to hide some things. So the last thing, let's say shut down or restart. So if I say shut down, you should shut the system down. You can see that. So, okay, let me take questions and we stop there for today. Okay, Ebenezer Larry, let me do this last minute to take questions. Ebenezer Larry. Oh, sorry. Okay, Habib, please go ahead so that I can quickly answer everybody. Habib.
Oh, good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening, Habib.
Thank you for all your um, teaching and illustrations with courages. We really appreciate. Now, please, what I would like to request for is the same thing I asked for yesterday, which is about the material, the video and the PDF material.
Yes.
I'll be happy if we can get it on time so that, because I wouldn't lie, I've not really been concentrating on the class today, unlike yesterday. So, it will be good for us to be able to catch up on time because of other engagements. So I don't know if Glory is still on the training. If they
Yeah,
can
so
just help
please,
us make it
yeah,
available
she
on time.
will.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she will. So there's someone called Sardonyx Education.
Because,
That's also Glory on the cyber entry.
sir?
On the cyber entry group. If you are from cyber entry, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, on the cyber entry group, there's someone called there's a name called Sardonyx Education. You can reach out to that number also. But don't
Okay,
worry
sir.
about the materials, we get it. That materials we get. So we are everybody's I know that you need that material as soon as possible. So please bear with us.
We
Between
need it,
today
sir.
and tomorrow,
Very.
you will get the PDFs.
We'll be very happy, sir.
Yes, you get the PDF so that I can
And
prepare ahead.
thank you, boss, for the impacts and the training. You've been doing wonderful, honestly. And we
Thank you so
appreciate you, sir.
much. Thank
Thank you, sir.
you.
God bless you, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Jude, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. In regards to the laptop specification you are saying, I don't know. You are like saying that 16 gig RAM, 500 GB SSD laptop is mandatory. I was like
Yes.
asking, my own is 8 gig RAM. What if I upgrade the RAM to 16 gig? I
That's
don't know.
also yes now. So some of you, because of the money, let me also
Yeah.
tell you some of the things about it. If you have a good frequency and you have a good system, right? So let's say 2.6 and above, and you have 8 gig or 8 gig RAM, you can just buy one 8 gig chip. Don't tell them to upgrade it for you. First go and look for something that they say 8 gig chip. You pay about 15,000. So you can just buy someone that please maybe 2,000 naira. They should help you fix that 8 gig chip if they can't fix it. So if you are buying a system, so I see that it's 8 gig, not that must be 16 gig. Because one 16 gig chip is very expensive. So if it's a good laptop that is 8 gig, you just need to upgrade it. That's all. And it will work perfectly fine.
Okay. Sorry, you are saying 8 gig chip to I don't know the frequency of the laptop. What
It should
can
be
like
2.6 above, right? Don't make sure it's
2.6 above?
fast. Yeah, 2.6 above. If it's even 2.4, we're still better. Okay, but you can just buy one 8 gig chip to that 8 gig that you have. Make sure that you know the exact can be DDR3 or DDR4, right? So you just slot in that gig, it will make it 16 gig, and you are good to go.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, no
Hello?
problem, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, good
Okay.
evening.
Peter,
Hello?
good evening.
Yes, okay. Let me buttress the point you said about the 8 gig RAM and 16 gig RAM. Okay, I have a laptop too. One for 8 gig, the other one is 16 gig, 512 SSD. But currently not here. I left in Abuja the last time I traveled. So I went to an engineer over the weekend. So he's saying that when he lose the laptop, that's the one I have for 8 gig RAM. He said it has just one face. So such you cannot add another 8 gig RAM. So I have to get the complete 16 gig RAM, which he said is for about 60,000. I was like, wow, is that yes? He said yes, that's what he would. There's no account, there's just having one face. So what I'm saying is because you said you can get 8 gig RAM, then add another 8 gig RAM. So what about the laptop having just one face? Because if you were two face now, that was what he said. You can easily add the 8 gig RAM. So for those that just have one face like mine now, what would happen?
You buy a 16 gig that is one chip, it's a bit expensive.
He said it's 60,000.
Okay.
That's where it
You
goes.
have no choice. Since it's one slot that is there.
Okay. But sorry, sir. I liked what you just said. I don't know how can I know the one that is two face.
You open the system now.
Open it, you see it there. The 8 gig RAM is two faces. You just one, you see the other space will be empty. You can confirm to know if it's one or two face.
Thank you.
Okay, Salisu, so that I can answer everybody.
Okay, hello, good day, sir.
Good day,
Hello,
Salisu.
my name is Abdulhamid, to
Okay.
correct.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for that. So that I don't bother the
Okay,
name. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Anyways, when you started the practical, I saw you going into your folder. You went into your client and server files, but from there I couldn't see anything again. So I don't
Was
know
it the
whether
same for everybody? I don't think so. That should be your
so.
network.
Okay, I don't know whether it was for me, but I was clearly hearing you just now when you left your VM, your virtual
Glory, please,
machine.
was it the same? Let me confirm
Just
from my colleague.
yeah,
Glory, Osama,
When
Glory
you started
Sama.
the practicals, yes, I am here, sir. When you started the
Okay.
practicals, I was visible. Your screen was visible. So I think it might have been from his side.
Okay, thank you. So
It's
it's
my turn
probably
from
from
his
your
side.
side.
Yes.
Okay, Ahmed, please go ahead. But you can check it when we send the
Okay, well,
recordings.
Yes, sir.
So you
Good
can follow
evening.
up
okay,
again.
okay. No problem. I
Okay.
will just
Good evening, sir.
I'll watch the videos and then read.
Ahmed, please a minute. Okay, sorry, so just conclude. Because our time is fast spent. Okay, don't worry, you can just check it and Sally so. Ahmed, please go ahead so that I can close on our time 6 will
Oh,
be 6.
okay, sir. Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, I finished cybersecurity course, and that is physical class last month, but I will not want to mention the name of the school because it is a high tech school. But what
Okay.
my experience there was very bad, and they didn't give me what I paid for. All all I was taught is the theory aspects, down to even setting up my lab. They didn't help me to set up my lab.
Sorry
The little thing
about
I was
that.
able to do by myself, the little I was able to do by myself was getting a visual machine and doing installing Linux by myself. Although I use a MacBook and it is 8 gig. But right now, what I'm finding hard to do right now is getting a metasploit. Like I have that is metasploitable for my practice and everything. Like right now, I've watched all the videos available online, but I can't get it done. Like it's been like, let me just say, 2 weeks now. I just dropped my system. I've not touched my system for the past 2 weeks or something. It was when I get an email about this internship that was what even lifted up my spirit. Even my classmate then too, the same thing. Although them they were even using Windows, but so they were able to get their own setup properly. But mine was giving me issue because I was using a MacBook then. So right now, let me just say I'm stuck for real. I'm very stuck. So I
Okay,
don't know if
about Metasploitable, we don't use Metasploitable actually as a lab. We have a built-in lab, like you saw on my system the other time. So if you come for every course we take, we have a lab for it. And trust me, I personally built some of those labs. So, and some of them I didn't build them perfectly. But if you come for internship, one of the things we teach you is how to build a lab. And it's not going to be easy. For people in SIP, get ready. You'll be doing capture the flag. It's me and you. So your head will turn up by fire by force. So get ready for that. But anyways, we
but
we have labs
the
that they are
the
built for every course, right? And it's not metaspectable, but yeah, we have the lab built for every objective. And trust me, the lab I'm giving will not be a perfect one, even though I built it to be perfect. There are some things that I probably made there for you to troubleshoot. So even though it's not something that should be a one-off, because one of the things we want to do is to change your mindset. We are going to see the labs, right? But there are some things that require you to do research. The lab is going to be fit for you, but there will be some troubleshooting on that lab if you've come for any of our course. But for CCT, the lab is perfect. But for CEH, there's some troubleshooting we do on the lab, right? Which we walk you through. But for CTT, your lab is perfect. We are doing it because you're at the entry level. But for people come to CEH, you are now advanced, getting advanced, intermediate, right? You need to learn some things, but we walk you through it. But
okay,
we are,
okay,
yeah, Ahmed,
okay.
go
What
ahead.
I'm asking now, so what I'm asking now is that can those lab be built on my MacBook? Because
Yes,
right now
now,
I'm not able to
yes.
get it.
Yes, it's built on. Yes, we are not building it. We have the VMX already, so we have the snapshots. We just put in our Mac, but you have to upgrade that Mac to. It must be more than 500 TB. Right? For Mac, 8 gig is still fair. If it's fast, that's fine. Depending on the Mac you're using, but the space must be more than
My
500.
my system.
Yes.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, you're
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
Hello, good evening. Sorry.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, how to can you shed more light on that CCT you made mention of CCT?
So CCT is cybersecurity technician, right? And I tell people majorly to do the course because it has a lot of hands-on for an entry level, and it contains every aspect of cybersecurity. It contains the GRC, it contains the network defense, it contains risk management, it contains SOC, it contains incident response. Right, that's it. So there's an overview of every aspect in CCT. So after CCT, you can now decide which aspect specification you want to go to. That's why I encourage people to take CCT. So it's a collaboration of every career path majorly.
Okay, so are we to take that CCT during our internship or after the internship?
You can take it during the internship now. I can do your internship. It doesn't affect the internship.
Sorry, what's the cost like?
Eh?
What's the cost like? What is the cost like?
You have to meet, me, I'm a technical person. So Glory will answer that.
I messaged one of their group admins yesterday. I've not got a response from her. So I don't
Is
know.
it Sardonyx education you message?
One Kem, I think Kem.
I
That's the
know. Okay, you are from SAIP.
yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Did look for who Ethel is. Oh, okay.
I know
Okay. Oh,
Ethel.
sorry. X that to do with course. I will drop Glory will be on that group. Please message Samuel. X has to do with courses. And please, Samuel is also on that group.
But
Please,
it's not an admin.
I'm going to add Sardonyx education to that group. Don't
Please
worry.
do.
Yes, I'll add Sardonyx education to that group. So please, anyway, see SAIP people, please. If you need courses, or I'll go to add Sardonyx education to that group. So please contact Sardonyx education. They will give you all the information. So sorry about that, Peter. I will definitely add Sardonyx education to the group. So sorry about that. Okay.
Peter, I dropped my phone number on the group. You can just send me
SAIP.
here. Timmy.
Yeah, is it on SAIP? The person is from
No.
SAIP group.
Yes. You can send
Yes,
us a
okay.
message since he's asking about courses.
Yes, that's what I said. I'm going to add the Sardonyx education to SIP so they can message Sardonyx education also from SIP. Please let me do that. Please let me add it to the group.
Yeah, I'm even saying
Sardonyx.
that for those of them that are on the call here and will need to get in touch, they can check comments. My phone
Please
number
check
is
your
there.
comment. Yes. Please, Mr.
So
Samuel's
I've just
number
seen
is
it
there.
now.
Okay, please
Yeah,
message him.
so just send the message. I'll respond to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
one more question, please. For the requirements, laptop requirements, is 16 gig 256. Is it fine? It has to
No,
be
it must be
500.
500. Yeah, more 500. Go off the space of the lab. The lab is about 300 gig plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Voila. Thank you.
Okay.
I
Chinyere.
want to ask a question.
Okay, please let me just
I
call
want
the
to
names
ask, like,
one by one. So please just raise up your hand. I'm going to call you one by one so that I can quickly answer everybody. Our time is gone, but I want to answer everybody. Sorry, I'm exceeding your time so that I can answer this question. Chinyere, please go ahead.
okay, I want to ask, like, what's the name of the tool you use for gathering data just now?
It's a Trojan now. It's THEEF. THEEF. Ole. THEEF.
I
Someone that
don't get you. Can you?
the name is THEEF. THEEF.
TH.
Yeah, but if you come for CH, we get all those. No, even CCT, we get that Trojan. Okay, Ebenezer Lanre. I've answered your question. Okay, if Ebenezer is not there, Olusonya.
Yeah.
Okay, please kindly quickly ask your question. Okay, Olusonya Damlare.
Good evening.
Good evening, Damlare.
Please, I just wanted to ask, okay, like somebody that just started this cybersecurity journey, and most of the things I did at first was okay. I enrolled in a tech school, a very popular one, and on the long run, started hearing about certifications and realized how expensive it is. And for me, I just feel like it's not everybody that would have, I mean, that funds to start writing certificates. So I want to ask, like, okay, does internship, I mean, real internships that does practical, is it a substitute for, if not entirely substitute, at least maybe on the long run, like a substitute for certifications for a while? So maybe when you do like one or two few internships, you can apply for jobs, and maybe when you now get funds, you can start writing certifications. So I want to ask, is it a short while substitute for certifications? So
Okay,
that's
let me be blunt with you. Let me be blunt with you. One of the things is that you can still interviews are most important than even the certification. That's one of the things I want to say. Especially in Nigeria. I'm talking about Nigerian market now, right? Which I'm an expert in that, trust me, in Nigerian market. Interviews are very important because one, most of them cannot pay people with certification. That's one, right? But two, the HR are very lazy in Nigeria. So most of the time, it's not about you getting to the interview. What they use to filter the interview most of the time is certification. That's the truth about it, right? So it's not that you can't get a job without doing certification. You can, if they have a good HR that has sense, you would, because interviews are very important. Even with the certifications, like security program is basic. In fact, most people don't even care about security plus again, but it's still basic, it's very, very effective. It's because of the first filtering that they do. That's why I said that, okay, get security plus. So even though they filter you to the interview, then all the SIP, then nobody should be able to beat with what we are training you with on that interview. You are so sure of that. But assuming there was no HR issues, of course, we even force a lot of people to do all these things. Now, because one of the major issues is HR, that's why we are pushing a lot of people. So please just try and write one. Doesn't mean that people cannot get jobs with that. They can, because interview is the most important, and the skills you gain are the most important. Like, because in Nigeria, they are not training on the job. You must know the job before you come in. So most of the time, they can even see people's certification and they don't know the job. It's like that. So they expect you to know a lot of things. Interview is even tougher than the job. Like most of you, yes, most of you don't know. The interview most of the time is even tougher than the job you want to get into. Right? But why we encourage you to take even as big as security plus is because of the first filtering that HR does, which is not the best actually, but that's what we'll find ourselves. Does that make sense? The last speaker. The person that asked the question, do you understand? Okay. Odebode Joseph.
Okay, thank you. Take for instance, someone has two hard drives. Then
Okay.
one he uses one for Windows. Then the second one he installed Kali Linux into the second
Okay.
one, which he uses for the cybersecurity practice.
Okay.
Is it better to use a virtual machine, or that method is still okay?
No, you are going to use a virtual machine, even though that bare metal Kali is still good, right? The bare metal Kali is still good. Still leave it like that, right? You're going to be using it when it comes to internship or a lot of things you'll be doing in person, it's still good. But when you are coming to class and for some of these things, we need those virtual words. I guess in it. So those virtual words is what we are going to be using. But that bare metal is still very useful in the long run.
Okay, sir.
Still very useful. But make sure the system is external. The 500 gig we are talking about is internal rather, not external. So the 500 gig I'm talking, not that you have external hard disk. So no, you are not going to run it from an external hard disk. You are going to have a lot of issues. It's going to be crashing. So the 500 we are talking 500 gig SSD, it should be internal, not external. But you can get an external for backup, which is fine.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
Because can the this virtual machine, can they work on the Linux
Yes,
operating
now
system?
it can now. It can.
Okay.
Yeah, the virtual machine can work on it. Okay, Oluwadara Simi, please go ahead. Our time is fast.
All right, good evening. Thank you
Good
very much for
evening.
the class. It was nice being here today. So during the course of the class, you implied you've been in this field for quite a while. So I feel you are better chance to answer this my question. So I know you can't give me a definite value. I know you because speed varies from company to company. I just want to know like a range or estimate of how much they pay pen testers. And because if you look at it, the cost to get this skill is high. The amount to pay for the certificate is quite high. So I just want to confirm if the cost, if the hand is relative to the amount spent to like get the skill. So that's my question.
Yes, it's actually relative. And this is what happens most time. It depends on the courses that you are doing, right? Some of these times the company also they pay for some of this certification or they pay a part for this certification. Right. An average pen tester in Nigeria collected by ₦1 million upward. Right. That is the
All
first
right.
phase. And some of this time it's not always even on 1 million. Some of the time it's based on contract. This is what I mean. Sometimes it can be on a job contract, like a pen testing of the average scope of let's say 50 IP. If I were doing like PCI, just an IP of PCI can be about 300 to 400,000 just to scan an IP for PCI DSS compliance. So sometimes it can be in that mode. So it depends.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you very much.
David Ada Mole. Sorry, David. Don't let me. David.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, David.
Yes, I have some questions to ask. Okay, the first one is this. After we are done with this training, like this particular internship training, what certification can we write? Like, what certification can you recommend? That's number one. Also, number two, also to if we are to take the CH class, like is it real? Like when we are done with the class, do we have to wait extra or we can take the exams? Because for one reason I'm saying this, I was hearing some guys saying that they paid for a class at this online class and all. I was a victim of it. Even some of my friends said I haven't dragged them here, they can hear my voice. Where
Okay.
I paid some money, the same thing too. And after paying, I went to write some certification. I wrote Pen Test Plus. I wrote Pen Test Plus. I wrote one other one too. This AZ
Functional Pen
500.
Test
I feel
Plus.
yes, I feel both. I just wasted money. I
Wow.
feel both. For the training, I paid
Wow.
almost $1 million for training, 350 and 500.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
didn't know
That's
because I thought okay, the knowledge could equip me to write the certification. And
it.
just blindly I went to write
Yeah,
it.
in fact, we have a good record with that. There are some people I took training. I don't want to mention. Okay, I can even mention it. So, they were in Abuja Cyberdome, and they were intense. They had about 12 students. They took 3 courses with us: CCT, CSA, and CND. For CSA, 5 people got 100%, and the remaining got 90 plus. For CCT, most of
Nice.
them got 75%, 76, 77. Only one person got about 83 because CCT was very tough for them. CND, most of them got 90%. But it's still dependent on you, and of course, it's better. Now, it's because we're partners with them, we understand the structure from different versions, and we are certified. So, it's not only Nigerian students we take, they also push students to us being a CI, right? So you are part of that certified instructor, so we know the models of these things. Even though the work is still on you for you to pass, but there are modalities to these things. So of course, you can look at the track record with us. I'm sure that Samuel can give you a lot of people. If our specialty is one of the time for corporate training, even is exam. As much as we don't promise that they will pass, but they're always surprised when they pass. We don't tell any client that they will pass, but of course, they know that these people usually pass. So it's something because if you attend that they will pass. Some of us are part of the beta exam tester. So we test some of these exams. So if you attend a client that will pass, and if you can swear that you do them that they pass, they'll feel that maybe you are linking those beta exams to them. So you don't tell people that they will pass, but of course it's part of you. And we know what to teach you to pass those things.
Okay, thank you, sir. And also,
Oh,
all this virus that you actually showed us, can we have access to it if we are paying for the CH class?
yes, now you get other stuff I'm showing you. So there are
Okay,
things
then
on it,
thank you.
yeah. Okay. Then also, please, depends on your skill. Sometimes I might not tell you to do it directly based on your high level knowledge, but please reach out so that we can test you and we tell maybe you should start from CCT before you go to CH. Right. Some of the times before people jump, people just jump to CH directly without gaining some knowledge. But if you can cope with CCT, with CH directly, we let you know if you can cope with CH directly. If you need to take CCT before CH, we let you know.
Okay, sir. Okay. Is it physical class? Is it physical
Yes,
class that you can?
physical. You can also do
Okay.
online class. It's both. So the
Okay,
CH is
thank you
not
so much.
automatic. We need to assess you if you take CCT or you start from, you take CH directly or you start from CCT so that you have more knowledge before going to CH. Okay, Oduoye, please go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me? Thank you so much.
Yes,
So,
I can.
yeah, I want to ask, like you shut down the server last time, so I want to know the probability of the host restart the system when it's being shut down by bad guys. I mean the attackers.
The host will start the system, as in the attacker starting the system back.
Yes, now after it's
I
been shut
know.
down.
No, you can only restart now. Why will you shut down when you can restart?
No,
No,
what I
nah,
mean is that if the system being attacked,
please come again. Let me get that very
I
well.
mean if the system being attacked and they
Uh,
shut down the system from their hands, I
yes.
want to know if the host can still control, try
Yes, now
to
you can
on the
control
system.
now. Yes, now. Yes, now.
Or I have a situation that particular virus as the system shut down and that was the end of that system.
I know it's more than the system shutting down. Oh, that means they've tampered with the registry and some things of the BIOS. And that's why I tell people, because I give you some things, your friend offend you, you just go and do some things like that virus maker, and you just put the flash and it wipes everything. So some of them they do more than what they are meant to do. Some of those skip there, some of them are going to your BIOS, and that's the end of the system. But when you tamper with the registry. So that I say that I know that my friend offend me, let me just test it on him. I mean, some are doing more than what they are meant to do. Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, Christopher.
Sorry, sir. Please, before you answer the question, sir, you're talking about internal SSD. Some SSD don't give up to 500 gig. They give about 400 or something gig. Can we still use them?
Yeah, it's fine now. 496. Yeah, it's also 500 now. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's fine. I was calling someone's name the other time. Okay. Abdullah Jimo. Our time is fast gone, almost 40 minutes. I just need to get everybody's, especially when it comes to training. I know.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
question is, I'm a SAIP intern, and
Okay.
I would just like to know if the kind of tools we use to build our home lab. I've been on the defensive side throughout my
Yeah.
cybersecurity training, and just
Okay.
for instance, I think you answered some one or two question when these two, the chief, the likes. Can we have access to it too as an intern, the SAP intern, not the paid people that are on this program? Or is it that you're just going to show us the practical aspects via the virtual class and then we'll go and find a way to get the stuff ourselves? Because
No,
me
for
personally,
instance,
yes.
the last people they give them some of this, but for this there, no, we are not giving out the tool. But what we are giving you is we will teach you how to build labs as an intern, right? And we give you some tools, but they are not like these tools. Some of them are lab prerequisites, right? To help you build your lab. But these tools are for people that does well. But so there was a time we gave it out to people, but I don't know what the management will say about it. But if it's needed for anything, we give you some of them, of course.
The reason why I'm asking is already I have my own home lab where I put my blue team, SOC, and home lab stuff.
And we are going to build another lab for
Yes, the main
this.
reason why okay, I can hear you.
So the
Proceed,
lab
sir.
building is not only for you to use, right? It's for capture the flag. There are some CTF in that building of labs. So it's not only for you to build. Is there are some CTF in that lab that's capture the flag in that lab
Okay,
building
okay.
right there. So after you finish building it, of course, you can migrate the labs to use whatever you want to do. But for the purpose of building that lab is for CTF, capture the flag. But after you finish building the lab and you pass the next stage, of course, you can do anything you like with the lab that you want. You can even copy it to your external article if you want to.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. For people that are asking about defensive, of course, there is another one point for defensive, and you can take us regarding defensive, but you also need the offensive side to be proactive. That's the truth. I do both of them, right? But sometimes offensive makes you more proactive. Like someone that does CH now can move into SOC easily, but someone in SOC might not be able to go to CH easily. So it's offensive, right? So being offensive makes you very proactive, even though you are going to the defense side. Makes you better. It makes you just like a police and a detective, right? It makes you like a detective, it makes you stand out more than the normal reactions of people. That's the beauty about it.
Please, when is the defensive side starting? And is it
Well,
open
remember, it's not
to
automatic.
SIP things too?
No, it's not automatic because there's a requirement for you to enter our defensive SIP. That means
Yeah,
what
I'm
I've
asking,
taken.
is it free? Is it free like this one for the
Yes, but there are some
SIP?
requirements. For you to have express entry, you must have done either CH or SOC analyst, that is a council SOC analyst or CompTIA security analyst.
Is it with
before
you?
you come to
With your company, right?
Yes, if you want express, but for the remaining people, it depends on sorting. If you meet the
Okay, so
requirements, then you can come in for free. But if you want express entry into defensive, that means if you do CSA, that's a SOC analyst, you don't need to go through all these requirements. So what I'm saying is that not that it's actually free, but you're on scholarship, right?
Okay.
Now for the defensive side, if you want express entry, that means you must have taken CEH and CYSA or SOC analyst before you enter. That means if you don't want to go through sorting.
With Sardonyx, right?
Yeah, with Sardonyx, exactly.
So
But if you are
sorry
coming
to
through
interrupt you.
sorting, there are some requirements that you might pass for you to get scholarship to the internship.
Okay, sorry, please. Like I've completed my SOC one with TryAcme, and I've completed with Let's Defend too. I've actually done my ethical data with Cisco already. So I'm trying to like have a partner focus on that. That was why I applied for this intern. So along the line, I got to know it's only the offensive. Fine, it's intense. I really want to do because I would like to defend and attack at the same time. So my point is, after I've learned and I can provide you with my certificate of TryAcme and Let's Defend, is that a criteria that can make me pass for the defensive side of the free SAIP then after this offensive class?
No, it's competitive. No, it doesn't guarantee it's competitive. There are a lot of requirements for the defensive side.
Please, who can
So I can't tell you.
so I can know the criteria?
Now, when we release the criteria for it, but I'm telling you about the direct entry, like we want the free entry. Now, at that time, there are a lot of things that we look at. One of our mentors rather, we also look at criteria, and it depends on how many people apply. So I can't tell you a particular requirement until we push it out. But one of the requirements I know that is just like for this offensive is that we have fee like express, not scholarship. Now, for this offensive, people that take it with us is express entry, but does not mean that they cannot be dropped though. But it's express for you to enter. The same thing with defensive, there's express entry. That means people that take CYSA, CEH, and ECS stock analysis is an express entry to the defense side. But in terms of other requirements for scholarship, it's towards that time that they require based on people that apply. So it can be competitive that they can say that okay, all these people can also enter. So I can't give you a major requirements for that now. But one of the requirements I know also then is the reduced CYSA certification. I know it should be a requirement. That's why I say certification. Yes, it can be. If I have BLT level 1, yes, they can write to the internship with other things. Remember, it's a scholarship.
Yes.
So they can raise the bar depending of the number of people that apply. But there are some people that are strong, that is express entry.
Yeah, I get that. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Victory Idem.
I want to ask, what's the meaning of CCT and CEH?
Okay, CCT is cybersecurity, certified cybersecurity technician, and CH is certified ethical hacker.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or no, DCN.
Yeah. Can you hear me there?
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
I can. Please wait,
Hello.
Larry. Let me answer. No, kindly
Okay,
wait a
okay.
minute.
I just want to say big thank you to the organizers. I'm so grateful. I'm above 60 years, but
Oh
I'm just enjoying
wow.
myself over here because
That's a good one.
most of the things I yeah, most of the things I see on my computer and my devices, I've come to acknowledge what they are and what they represent, what they do. I'm a
Oh
shaker.
wow.
It's the first time I'm engaged with this, and I pray to follow suit until I'm satisfied. I want
Yes,
to acquire
yes.
knowledge now
That's a very
for
good
myself,
one.
mostly for myself.
Yeah.
So I appreciate what you guys are doing. I
Thank you
thought it
so
was a
much.
joke until I joined. I started listening after coming back from service. I lost the first 30 minutes, I think so. But
Wow.
immediately I hook on. I couldn't leave again.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's good. That's good. Thank you
Mostly the
so
questions
much.
people are asking, the question young men are asking, I wish we asked such question when we were much younger.
Very young guy. Yes,
Be more
yes.
protective of our devices and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate, and I'll
Thank you
follow suit.
so much. If
God
that's a
bless.
great encouragement with that age. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Larry, was you were talking the other time, or have I answered your question?
Hello. Yes, you have answered 90% of my questions, but I want to
Okay.
ask you, yes, I want to ask, what is the holistic, very holistic way
I can't hear
to,
you any longer.
hello? Are you listening?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, like now I'm planning towards my CH. First of all, I don't have, I don't know the price. I don't know how much it costs. But I've been working on several labs to make sure that I'm up to tax, but which I know there is still a lot more to do. But I'm also looking for opportunity, opportunity to get maybe job. Maybe I can learn more on job and all of that. Maybe but I've not. It has been the market has been so very difficult, and you know um I'm stressed out already, but I can't say I'm stressed out, but I'm still trying my best, still putting in my best. But it's like the capital is not really there to get in, to write the certifications and all of that. But what's the holistic way of going about these things? Or do you say, what are you saying, that we can still get job? Because I have CompTIA Security Plus. CompTIA Security Plus certified, but still I know that is not to get the
Okay,
job.
let me just quickly answer
So
that.
maybe
Okay, Larry, one of the things is that the truth is that you have to keep applying. There's one for you somewhere there. There's definitely one for you. And don't leave it. It's like I said, security is a lifestyle. And the truth is that I'll still tell you about much of the market. The entry level might be a little hard. But once you cross that stage, trust me, there's a lot of job. There's a lot of job for you. The problem I see most people is always breaking that entry level barrier. And it's because of the way it's the Nigerian market that's like that, or majorly the African market, right? Yeah. I wish some of you had experienced foreign things. The only problem about the foreign industry is that you might not easily get the Nigeria stuff, but entry level jobs are very easy. Right. And that's one of the issues why I have with foreign companies I work with is because there's still some of these issues about black people getting to their Nigeria level. But this country, Nigeria can be very, rather, entry level might be very tough, but you must get it. Trust me, when you scale it, there's a little in that technical aspect. In fact, there are more people in Nigeria than technical aspects. Funnily, the technical aspect is very, very few. Once you can cross with that stage, you see that there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot. But just keep applying, there's one for you. And you see someone that even want to, because they need that skills and they don't want to pay professional. So you see someone that will want that skill and they will also sponsor the certification. So just keep looking out and keep learning. Okay, I think I've had over to Samuel at the moment. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you again next time. One of the beauty about cybersecurity is also job security.